Jesus Christ, Carl, you and me both. Oh, I feel it. Oh god, my headset is causing a chaos. One singular chaos. Hi everybody. How are you doing? Other than Carl who needs vacation. We know how Carl's doing. I'm not doing a vacation, but Jeff and I are both taking the same week off early-ish in July to just stay home, and there's like just stuff we keep ignoring that like we want / need to do around like the house. So like we want to like do a full clean out of like the guest room closet and like stuff like that. And so we've decided we're gonna take a week off to not do like work, and it's like every day where we have to do like a gross thing in the house, like we need to clean out this or whatever. We're gonna like do a fun thing in the first part of the day, like, or like have a plan for what we're doing later in the day. Be like this is a place we've wanted to go to for lunch for like forever. Why does my camera feel weird? It's like we're gonna go to this place for lunch. Like have a big plan for the dopamine hit to like motivate us to get through the stuff. So we're gonna do that, which is gonna be needed. And I guess it'll be good-ish to not be, like, doing, like, work, but it'll still be, like, it's different work. Stuff needs to happen. I don't know. Anyways, yes, I would love to see a picture of the 3D print you've been working on. I would love that. I want to know about the thing and the stuff. I'm very excited about the Floral Dragon field guide that I think Hit Point Press did. I'm very excited for the field guide when we actually get the book, but they also made miniatures of 9 of the dragons. And you could buy the minis or you could buy the STL files. And I bought the STL files. So right now I have 4 of the dragons, the other 5 are coming. They're finishing. They're sending them all pre-supported, so it was literally just like download it and print it. And they're very pretty, and I'm excited. With the idea being that I want to start trying to have artsy, crafty projects that aren't just making dice, to like do something creative outside of that. So I've printed the first one I've printed all 4 of them, but I have the first one I'm going to do is the Wisteria dragon, and I'm very excited. So that'll be fun to do. And I'm looking forward to that. Today was a unique mess up. Oh, interesting. I watched a stream of Curse of Strahd hardcore. Isn't Curse of Strahd already pretty hardcore? How does it get worse? Oh, God, I got one-shotted hard. Yeah, that would do it. I imagine you go into the hardcore with, like, 8 character sheets to just cycle through as that happens. There was a dog hair on my face, on the upper part of my lips. Every time I breathe, it, like, tickles my nose. And I need it to go away. We're okay. Anyways, how y'all doing? Welcome. It's Wednesday. We're playing Persona. I don't know how many more of these we have left, but I do feel like James has told me in earnest that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, that like we're getting to a point where, like, based on my experience, what I said was like, I expect this is what's going on, and he was like, I'm not gonna tell you you're wrong. Based on how Persona 4 went, I think we're getting to what would be like one of the endings of the game, like imminently. And then I just have to make good conversational choices to keep the game going. But I get to save before I do anything earth-shattering. So we'll do that. But yeah, right now, like, we've already finished. We finished the last palace, the palace we were just on. The last one we did, I'll say it like that. So now we're just killing time, I guess, until deadline. So we just kind of get to fart around for a bit, which will be great. Hardcores and the characters are essentially randomized. That feels like a weird thing to think about for a D&D character. Bunch of rule changes. Interesting. I want to know more about these rule changes. Long rest do a Dark Souls encounter reset. I don't know what that means. And modify by. We're gonna put a pin in this for D&D time. D&D time might start early tonight, just because I know I've got things I want to talk about, and I know James has things he wants to talk about, and I want to hear about this. So we might sneak in some early D&D, because we didn't get to do a lot of it last week because we were doing fights and cutscene hell and like all kinds of other stuff. So I want to know more about that. I want to know. But let's do the game. Like, let's just get into whatever it is. I think we're just farting around. So, I guess I might actually be taking suggestions for what to do for free time for the first time since we started this fucking game. I know I've got to, like, go sell shit I got out of, like, for the treasures for the palace. I know I need to do that. And there we go. I was like, it's not working. Okay. Yes, I want to connect. I gotta do that. I guess we can go into Mementos and, like, grind a little bit. I think he said I can get missing will seeds from Jose down there. So maybe, like, just for the sake of completion, I do that to get the one I'm missing from not this past palace, but the one before. Maybe. Oh, that button's not... That's not gonna work. Alright, we're better now. Grind isn't running red. I mean, hey, like, it's grinding for XP. I am going into combats, and just because I'm so overpowered, the game goes, we don't have to play this. It's not my fault. Load game. Let's go. I know I put start date 11/28, and it's technically the 27th, but I think yeah, it's nighttime and we're here. Did I make my Infinipick? I feel like I made my Infinipick. Oh, maybe I didn't. Oh, you know what happened? I remember now. So we, on stream, did make the Infinipick along with a couple other things. And then I finished, and, like, we were still, like, on the infiltration screen, and then we ended the stream, and I went to go save, and it immediately started to try to kick me into a cutscene. So I need to remake stuff. So we're gonna do that real quick. I forgot about that. I was like, I feel like I made the Infinipick. So, yeah, make that. So we have the Infinipick. And then... Yeah. I don't know what else I did. Does anybody else remember? Fire to one. Okay. Oh yeah, well let's get some curse bombs. I don't remember what mindset I was in last time, so we'll do things. We'll do some things, and then yeah, and then we go into a cutscene immediately. I remember this now. This is fine. What are you? You're less damage? Sure. Yeah. I can't, that's the problem, Pathos, is I couldn't save. That's not, I can't, if I leave this action right now, it will kick on to the, as soon as I leave this, whether I end it early or not, it will send me into a cutscene. Yeah. So, that's why we're having to do this again. The saving was not doable. Okay. I can make 3 things. I mean, I would love to be able to do that. Oh, it's liquid mercury. I was like, why can't I make this? That would be dope to have. Yeah, we'll just do that. Okay. So we're gonna do this, and it's gonna be like, okay, cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Time to go to bed. I think we ended, like, on that screen right there. Cause yeah, oh yeah, cause I remember making the joke about saw what you did with your hands. And I was like, uh-oh. Well, and it was go to bed, and it was like immediately go to bed, and I was like, cool. But then we wake up in here, so shit happens here, I guess. I screamed and closed the window, so I know nothing other than the fact that I ended up in here.
I've reconsidered my opinion of you, inmate. The look on your face seems to be that of a man who has accomplished a great deed.
Are we gonna finally figure out what's up with Igor? I'm gonna guess probably not.
To think you would use the trap set against you to entrap them. I've never seen a dramatic resurgence such as that. Truly marvelous. Those are the only words I can think of to describe you.
I don't owe this guy anything. He sucks. I feel like if he wasn't here, this wouldn't have been nearly as bad. Yeah, give me stuff. Nah, you're exaggerating. I'm gonna go with that.
Perhaps this was easy for you. You've even overcome a mysterious misfortune.
I don't think it's that mysterious. Like, it's mysterious to me, the character.
There should be no one left to hinder your rehabilitation. Your rehabilitation will be completed shortly.
How many times are you gonna say that?
That is,
that word?
if everything goes well, without any problems.
Okay. That was such an unnecessary scene, I guess. Oh shit, the summary of the story's been updated. Oh. We're gonna see the Morgana cat again? Yeah!
Damn. How many times have I had this dream? Or could it be that it's not a dream at all?
Oh boy, there you go. You finally got there.
Memories aren't any closer to coming back to me. But might there be something I'm supposed to remember?
I feel like we gotta go into Mementos and do some shit for you.
If I'm really not human, and if the truth of that comes to pass down in the depths of Mementos, could it be that I'll...
Hey, buddy. You're fine. Just be a cat. Just be chill being a cat. Oh, our percentage had gone up a little bit. It was down all the way down to like 3 before. And now we're back up to almost 10. That's pretty good. Stop making things political. Oh my god. Have you not been paying attention? Yikes. Big yikes. Yeah, I still can't be going to school, so... Oh, I have so many text messages. Whoo! Okay, lots to work on here. I do need more carrots from you. So we'll start talking to you first. Oh god. He sucks! The new president of your company sucks! Yeah! Yeah, let's go! Go see her. Are you on? No, okay, I can't go. Can't go get carrot. Damn. Okay, looked into them, but I didn't manage to find very much beyond those initial rumors. Okay, I just realized my handy dandy, one of my sticky notes. I need my carrot sticky note. That's not the carrot sticky note. There's the carrot sticky note. Okay. Got it. We're good now. Gotta have carrot sticky notes. Oh, I had some carrots already planted. I can't even harvest them till tomorrow. This works out great. Complain about your... Well, of course he complained about your dad. It's because your dad was a dick and was in charge of him, and now nobody's in charge of him. He would have complained about whoever it was. Oh, many seem to say the exact opposite. Okay. Did your dad complain about him? No. I mean, somebody's telling the truth. And it's worth figuring out who benefits from lying. But I was like, trust no one. Like, you can't trust any of them. Because even the ones who are telling you the truth are doing so with a motive. Oh, that was the right answer. Okay, great. Oh, no, we're not talking about me. Don't turn it back on me. Oh, he's been pushing the marriage? Oh. That's real bad. Yeah, fuck that. Started asking him into important company. No! You need to dump the bad fiance. You need to get rid of this president, dude. Fuck all of them. No, you don't have a contract. You're fine. No, it's not. No, fuck it. I'll go burn his house down. Maybe your best chance to help the employees my father left behind. No! There has to be another way. Oh. God. What did I say I was gonna do? There was something during the last stream that I was like, if this happens, I'll do... Because you said the lemons, and I'm remembering pickled lemons, which are on my list next to orange juice and espresso. There was something I was like, if this happens, I'll do the orange juice and espresso. Fuck, what was it? I hope somebody either remembers or marked it. Oh boy. You hadn't even considered not going through with it? Jesus! I believed I would simply marry the man my father had chosen and let the rest of my life pass me by. God, you're so sad! Wonder what would have happened if my father didn't have a palace? You would be married to this abusive asshole. Yes, you would have. You just said you would have. Here's the thing is I don't think this is true, so I can't say that one. I can't be like, it doesn't matter now. It's not the reality we're in. This might be harsh, but if it's the answer I would give.
Yes.
Hey, all right, we got 2 music notes out of it. Okay, great. Yeah, I like how we're just openly talking at a fucking burger joint, but okay. You can make me more carrots. I did not make, I guess grow. You don't make them. Increases the total vegetable yield. Yes!
All right.
Give me more. I said you could get me more carrots. It's like it hurt me. Nope. I'm gonna be hanging out with Gwen, but thank you. We can forego the elephants, though. What does that mean?
Now,
What?
shall we return home?
Yes, I guess so, because that was an unhinged conversation. Why'd you say is that this why did you think it could not be me? What could have happened? Oh my god. Ay ay ay. Forego the elephants. Just be sure to never cage the elephant. This feels like another reference I don't get. Okay. Are you okay? We'll go with that. I guess, yeah, did Discord not do a thing? I mean, here's the thing about is I know the notification went up in another Discord, so like something's working. Borderlands. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't, okay, Jill Evans is a band. Okay, cool. Why did I put my hood back on? I didn't have it on a second ago, outside. Aren't you bored? I was just outside. Okay.
Yo.
Let's get the box. Can I finally hang out with Sojiro? Guess where I'm in. It's not home. Oh, no. Alright, give me all those Magatamas. Alright, great. We're gonna save. Beautiful. Okay, I think I can finally do stuff with him. Oh, shit, but we can do Shogi. Alright. We're gonna do Shogi, because that, I feel like I can get to, what's his butt, way more often. Are you on a date? No, if she was on a date, and here, I would yell at them. But, no, I Ashley said worm, actually. There's something I like to say as your teacher. Okay, well, my other teacher says some wild things to me, so... Yikes. Yeah, okay, let's do this. I'm playing so fast and loose with the... Like, nobody thinks you're alive, so just be careful. I'm just, like, out constantly. Oof. Big oof. Hello.
I quit the Ladies Professional Shogi Players Association. I need to start over as an amateur.
The Lipspa? You quit Lipspa? You'll triumph in the end.
That's my intention.
Yes.
There were a lot of people who covered for me by saying that I was just being used by adults.
Did you pay those?
But I'm the one who was most at fault. I was overconfident.
I don't think you were most at fault. You got your confidence from the belief that you were doing well because everybody else fucked you up. Like, I don't think, like, you can take some of that blame, but, like, not most at fault, but not by a long shot.
If only I had taken a look at myself and properly assessed my shogi skills.
Like, yes. Yeah, you probably could have seen some
I
signs.
believed that with my skills, I could overcome being treated like an idol. There's nothing I can say about my mother.
Yeah, she sucks.
You didn't abandon me, even after you learned about the fixed matches. Now I know how encouraging it feels to have someone believe in you. At first, this was just a deal. You help me develop new moves, and I give you shogi lessons. But before I knew it, you became someone I couldn't do without. I'm not gonna pay attention to all the criticism anymore. This time, I'll earn everyone's praise with my own skills.
I believe in you. From over
The
here.
reason I'm able to think this way is because you stuck by my side.
Yep. Just a good friend at your side.
I'm really grateful. I am thou.
Oh, good!
Thou art I.
Yes!
Thou hast turned a vow into a blood
I
oath.
think this means I can switch people out
Thy
on
bond
anyone's
shall
turn
become the
now.
wings of rebellion and break the yoke
Which I
of thy
wanted
heart.
to have before, but that's okay.
Thou hast awakened to the ultimate secret of the star,
You're so
granting
uncomfortable
thee
today, and I don't know
infinite
why.
power.
Alright. Allows you to swap card party with backup members during anyone's turn. Fuck
Alright.
yes. Alright, great.
All right.
Well then, on to our final lesson.
She pulls out a gun.
I truly hope that that the Phantom Thieves find my lessons useful.
I did such a bad job keeping any of this secret. I could try to play dumb, but that feels insulting. We do. Let's see what we do.
I'm honored to hear that from one of the Phantom Thieves.
There are other people they're whispering. They can hear us.
I spoke to you about my mother, and then my mother changed. I knew that couldn't be a coincidence. If there's anything I can do to help, please know that you can rely on me.
Thank you. Yep.
I will support you in whatever you want to accomplish. Now let's play a match.
And then never see each other
I have a lot of
again.
new moves I'd like to test out. I hope you're okay to stay here a while longer. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart.
Okay, we're good. We're good. We're so fine. Everything's fine. We're gonna speed through a school day.
Well then.
Okay. All right. So,
I should write something.
do that. Great. I don't have any text messages, so I can go wherever. Let's see who we can find. Shit. Nobody I'm super worried about. Okay. I can get Haru. I can get Haru up, so I guess we'll do that. I'm gonna go to the school. I'm supposed to be dead, but I'm gonna go to the school. Let's head to the rooftop. Oh, and today should be, this is Harvest Day. So that works out even better.
Hey!
I need the carrots because we were chowing down on these like we were fucking Bugs Bunny in that last fight. Yeah, carrots. Give me more carrots.
Hey!
Plant some more. Alright. Um, 12-3. Okay. Perfect. Alright, and now we'll hang out. Try to get this
Hey!
this thing up. Came to see you. Yes, perfect. Okay, great. Let's go. Get some coffee.
Thank you!
Or books about coffee, I guess. Maybe at some point I'll figure out what the guide is for what adventures I have to go on with people to get all their special gifts to fill out my bookshelf. 8 different ways to roast beans? What? I feel like you just like... So you just like pop them in the oven for either a little bit or a long bit. And that's... that's it. Type of roast you want should differ depending on how you want to drink your coffee. Maybe I'm about to learn something about the coffee I definitely do not drink. That's fascinating.
Yes!
I don't want to go with the... Oh, good. I was afraid the bottom one was going to be flirty. I'd like to try hand roasting each... I like to imagine just picking up a bean and taking a little torch. Put it down, get another little bean.
To be honest,
Didn't start out as a burger chain, but I'm shocked. I'm not shocked. The thing is, Okumura Foods, so it feels like you started more generally. It's more than a small cafe run by my grandfather. Particular shop closed before I was old enough to appreciate the finer intricacies of coffee. To be fair, I know very few people under the age of 20 who enjoy coffee. So sorry. Yeah, I did cheers with the mic. My bad. I had no... Here's the thing is, I think she has said this before. So, I have no idea. It says I've not listened to a word you've said. Don't rattle James' cage. I'm just gonna try to get it ready and warmed up for him. So, your grandfather was a nice guy, and your dad was a prick, and was like, how do I squeeze money out of this? And that's what happened. Ridiculous people lined up to give flowers. Oh, brutal.
but
Yeah, you have. You might be right. I feel like yeah. Like, that's not the music note option, but I feel like it's the truth. You're not weak inside. You have done the, like, so, Gwen does the most damage, followed closely by you.
and
You have a plan. That's actually a little scary. Okay. Okay, where was this? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Where are we at? 6? Okay, we're getting there. Gonna secure status ailments. Okay, great.
All right.
Love that. I feel like I need to go hunting for more... Ah, shit. More gifts for people. I might need to do that tomorrow afternoon. Ugh. Man, I don't want to deal with this guy right now. I want him to go away. Oh, is he the one we get to go into Mementos for? It's either her or it's either him or the president. But like that's gotta be a thing we do, right? Just heading home from a business engagement when I saw you from my car window. I feel like you're stalking her. I don't think you just happen to be in the area. Yeah, I feel like we've met a couple of times, actually. Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, he's helping me look for nerd stuff. You wouldn't be interested. Please go. Oh, I like how she's telling him to leave. This is not a date. It's just me not being a dick. Oh, God. We're gonna get into a fight outside of a bookstore. Oh, yeah, hard. Do it. No, look him in the eye when you say it. Assert dominance. Yeah, well, good thing is my father's fucking dead, so...
That's...
No, you don't need the second part. He's like, he's no longer there. You got into a contract with somebody who's dead now. The end. The reparations clause. No, I don't think that's the way this works. Fuck all of these people. Oh, God. You got us This coming spring. Alright, we can fix this before then. Oh my God. Oh, I hate this. Why don't you stop? Why don't you go stop by the gym or something? Push him! Hit him with your car! If you have time to mess around with this punk, you damn well have time to get a little thinner. Oh my God! Where's Akechi when you need him? I need someone who's willing to do murders. Why are you apologizing to me? No, I'm sorry. That guy is horrible. No, you don't need to apologize. No, he has one of those things. The other one he definitely doesn't. Has Gwen willing to do murders? Gwen's feelings about the lives she has ended in the campaign are complicated, to say the least. And she is on the verge of a breakdown, but isn't there yet. So there's that. Willing to do, yes. And then she tries to not think about it too much. You're not powerless. We got this. This is gonna be fine. I don't want to. No, we can't part here. I don't want you walking home alone. I need to get you home, and then I will. And then I will leave. Yeah. Ay. Not that bottom one. You can talk to me anytime. It's totally fine. Okay, great. We'll figure out the fucking contract. This is fine. We got options. It's gonna be okay.
Ah, you're back.
Oh my God. So my phone is just constantly popping off. It is finally over. Yes, we do know this. Ay. We gotta believe for now. Okay. We're gonna go order from Shady Commodities, then we're gonna come down and try to hang out with Sojiro. Okay. I still have 6 of those. That's pretty solid. I don't think there's anything else I need to super worry about. Okay. So... Get that. Get that. Alright. That's 50. That's all. Sure. Nuke. Okay. That feels pretty good.
I should write something.
Alright, we're doing so good. Alright, let's go try to get Sojiro's thing finished up. Yes! Yes, let's do it. Oh. You're going to church? Why are you going there? Oh, well, okay, you're going to the graveyard. You're not going to church. All right. That's fine.
Then.
Theoretic through. Good news. Everyone thinks I'm dead, so I don't have to look good.
I always think about Wakaba on the anniversary of her death, but it's been a while since I visited. I've been so busy with the shop and all.
And housing a fugitive.
No, that's not it. The guilt is what kept me from coming. I thought Wakaba would be angry with me. But now that I managed to get Futaba over here, I can finally meet her with my head held high. I sure kept her waiting. But it felt good to tell her about how much Futaba's improved lately. Oh, I told her about you, too.
Thank you. Like, thank you for sharing, whatever.
I should be the one thanking you. This is the first time the four of us are all together.
What a way to phrase it.
Sojiro, what are you smirking for?
This is what my real smile looks like.
I approve.
Okay.
Oh, I have some news.
Yeah?
The family court gave me a call the other day. Futaba's uncle decided to retract his report.
Hell yeah.
It was because of you, wasn't it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I wonder if the day will come that she goes out to be someone's bride.
I don't know why that was the transition you made in this conversation.
I'm sure she'll make a fine lady either way. After all, she is Wakaba's daughter. Do all fathers have to go through this anxiety? You know, I really just wanted to have you help out at the store. But you showed me so much more. You showed me I have a family I need to protect. Not just Futaba, but you, too. I may not always be reliable, but feel free to come to me if anything happens.
Can't promise I'll do anything about it, but...
I'll be there for you, as family. And, I know.
More than my actual family right now, I guess.
I'll teach you everything I can. You're a full-fledged man now. That might not be enough to return the favor, but it's all I can do.
Oh, yes! I didn't realize I was that close on him, too! We're just racking them up tonight!
Thy bond
Oopsies.
shall become the wings of rebellion and break the yoke of thy heart. Thou hast awakened to the ultimate secret of the Hierophant, granting thee infinite power.
What's the second one I maxed out? Allows you to make curry that greatly... Yes. Oh, I need to get so much fucking curry going.
All right.
Oh, and, could you not, you know, get with Futaba? I can't imagine you calling me father. Although, maybe it wouldn't be so
I mean, we kind of already established you're, like, kind of dad for, like, different reasons. So, like, stop.
What are you two talking about?
Something weird and awful, and I don't want to do it anymore.
Nothing?
I hunger. Curry time!
Yeah. Let's go home.
Please, anything that ends this conversation.
How about you?
At least I don't have to worry about answering questions in class anymore. What happened? Okay, like... After this palace finishes, do I get to come back to school? Do we just be like, oh yeah, I just was gone for a whole month, just like doing a family thing. It's fine, and no one thinks that was weird? What happens? Stop talking. It'd be funny if Morgana was still going to class for me. Okay. Oh, this is different music. Okay. So we got you. So we can work on getting that one up. I guess we just do that. I feel like there was something else I thought of that I was like, I need to do this at some point during the day. I guess I do need to go sell my shit at some point, but I have 18 fucking days. So yeah, I guess we'll just kind of like hang out with whoever wants to hang out. This seems like it's going against the request Sojiro just made of me, but okay. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, I do need to go to Mementos at some point. I guess that's the other thing that's on my list, but again, I have 18 whole days, so like, this is fine.
Hey, listen!
Okay, great. Oh, you're gonna go to school again? Hell yeah. You are fully crouching on my bed, though. I don't know why you need to put your feet on my bed. What level are you at? God, are we gonna get a third one maxed out before James gets here? That'd be fucking great. Oh yeah, you gotta be okay without me being around, so that's why you came to hang out with me. Oh, no. No. Okay, no, we gotta put up some boundaries there. That doesn't sound healthy. Just be like, are you okay? I'm gonna express some concern. We're gonna do that. That's the nice thing. Okay, great. Oh, yeah. Nope, we can't go on a date. Can we skip that last promise? Ooh. This feels mean, but I'm gonna do it.
Yes.
Yeah, you can. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, okay. This might actually be, we might be at the social rank where I'm supposed to be like, it's the potential relationship, and I have to go, no. Yeah, he is basically your dad, and I'm basically your brother. That's totally why we do this. Why are you so nice? Because I'm just a nice person. Am I the only one you treat like this? No. Yes, choose my words carefully. Okay, well, at least this one made it very clear what the choices were. Yep, it's definitely that. It's just that. You gotta be... Yes, that's exactly what your heart... Yeah. Does your heart not do that for everybody on the team?
Alright.
Okay, yep. Okay, great. We're good. I think we're safe. Everything's fine. Alright, that's 9! Just swap current party with backups and 2 more people. Oh, that's nice! Because on the other swap I can't do with unconscious people. Oh, that's very good. Well, I was like, what is this dance we're doing? Oh, God. Please stop.
Bye now.
Yep, laters. Jesus. It's literally around the corner. When we talked earlier today, you mean like 10 minutes ago? What kind of teammate? She used key item earlier. And I feel like it would be good mirroring to do that. I'm gonna go with true friend, though. Alright, we got 2 music notes. I will take it. Yep, we are something special. Oh, yeah. It's okay. We're fine. Everything's fine.
Ah, you're back.
Okay, so you're maxed out. So in theory, I could maybe try to make curry, but there's people here. So we'll see if it'll let me make curry.
Hey!
Okay. So I can't do that, which I kind of expected. That's fine. I don't think I can... Let's see if I can get Kawakami to do some laundry for me.
Listen.
What?
What do you want to do?
No, call her over? Wait, I don't understand what just fucking happened. To the art museum? Okay. Oh, I guess this is gonna be the thing that gets me my bookshelf thing. That's not what I was going for with this, but sure. Sure, I guess.
Listen.
It's weird to be in here when it's not a palace. Extracurricular lesson to enhance my education. This all sounds very sketchy, and I'm very glad you're not in your maid outfit. Or something? Oh my god. Did we not max hers out already? I feel like we did. That's how we got the massage thing. Looking forward to it. Do that. Don't make it weird. There we go. Okay, see, we're dancing a very fine line in this conversation.
Well.
Oh my boy. It's a field trip. I hate. Don't put it in quotes. That makes it real bad, Fluff. Something that would improve her life. We came to an art museum. I'll give her the watercolor postcard. I need to go buy more gifts. Oh my god. That was rough. That was real rough. I need to go shopping for things. Oh, I think I fucked up. Does that mean I can't get my bookshelf thing for her? Scandal sense. Okay. Yeah, I need to go do some shopping. And then...
I should have known.
We'll ask James if I fucked that one up, if you can't fix it. Unless somebody else here knows if it's fixable. I don't need to know how to fix it. I just want to know if it's fixable. Okay.
Hey.
Alright. Who's trying to text me? We're gonna go shopping first. So... I think I want to go to the underground mall. Anything is refixable if you start the game. Joe, shut the fuck up. That's the thing. It's like, I did save relatively recently, I believe.
I should write
So,
something.
like... I guess it was 2 days ago, sort of. So I was like, I could just go back to that save if I needed to. I just don't want to if I don't have to. Perfume, that, lipstick. And maybe a day before 1 year anniversary to the last time we got to hang out in Ireland. Right? I keep telling you, you need to come up here. Come hang out. No, we're not playing SMT. We're not doing
Hey.
that. That's for a variety of reasons. Can I buy anything from the flower shop, or do I just work there?
What do you want to do?
Do some shopping.
What would you like?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't checked my fucking plant in a while. Oh, I have 5 of these still.
No.
Okay.
Thank you for stopping in.
Sure. I'll spend a bunch of money on that. Give that to my girlfriend.
Welcome.
I already have that. Do that. Sports store.
What would you like?
I've literally not gone fishing in this game at all. What do I do with the dart set? Go, door.
Welcome.
Ooh, revive someone to full HP. Oh, I can't get more than one. Fuck, okay. We'll get a flan, we'll get some truffles, we'll get a castella. Great. Okay, we have new presents for people. I feel like that's pretty solid. I guess we'll go hang out with Haru. We're at 6 with her, so this will put us up to 7. Okay, yeah, we're making coffee for yourself. That's pretty good. I think Sojiro would probably help you out too if you wanted to come over and learn about coffee. Got a little dizzy? Did you drink too much coffee? Let's go see the nurse. Let's go. Don't. Hey, ma'am? Ma'am? I've been getting a lot of sleep lately. I'm like pushing for start a new business venture soon. No. Low cost intimate cafe. Okay. Some employees don't think it's a good idea though, so they want me to step in and put a stop to it. But you want to do cafes.
But
Also, you're just a high schooler, but there's that. I'm just not sure what to do. What do you want to do? I feel like you want that. But yes, also doing it as like a low-cost chain, not so much. Tell him that. Stand up for yourself. It's right now it's your company still. No, I don't think he will listen, but it doesn't matter. He has to. That's the problem. So fucking do it. Yes, 3 music notes. That's the spirit.
yes.
God, give me all these music notes. Okay. Here we go. 7. Oh, right in time for James. Decrease the total amount of time it takes to go. Oh, even better! More carrots and faster carrots. This button. Hello. Oh, maybe.
And that's why Vasile and Emil are the way they are.
I was like, that wasn't even like the stream can't hear. I was like, your thing's not turning green. I don't gotcha.
Hi, everyone. Hey, Jen.
James, I have 2 very important things for you.
Okay.
Number 1, this is me asking a question about a mechanical thing in the game.
Okay.
I went and hung out with my teacher, and she was like, let's go to the art museum. And then I had the opportunity to give her a present, and I did not give her a good present because I had nothing left in my pockets. And I'm guessing, based on past ones, that this is how I could get, like, the special thing that goes on my little bookcase. I say bookcase,
Yes.
my little shelf. Since I fucked it up, is there a way to unfuck it at a later time, or was it a one-shot deal?
That's a good question. I don't think she would have given you anything from the art museum. Only certain people at the art museum will give you something.
Okay, well, I mean, it was her suggestion to go there.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's gonna be another opportunity to go hang out with her, and okay. So I was like, damn, if I have to like reload my save, I will. I just don't want to. Okay.
No, you don't have to.
Okay, cool. We've maxed out 2 social links today already.
Well, look at you being a productive Pauline.
We're working on it. Anyways, the second important thing I have for you is James. James.
Jen.
Why was Pavlov's hair so soft?
Why was Pavlov's hair so soft? I don't know, Jen. Why?
He conditioned it.
Bravo. Oh, Jamf wants to know the answer. Because he conditioned it. Oh, the peanut gallery is modestly impressed.
Anyways.
That joke really impresses empresses.
Trying to bring it back to the game.
Yeah, that's what we like to call in the industry a segui.
Oh my god. Incredible. All right.
Well, how are you doing? How are you doing, Jen?
I mean, I've been sitting on that joke for like 4 days, so I'm doing all right.
Well, I am so glad that shot was loaded just for me.
Jeff was really upset about it when I told it to him.
You know, it's not bad. You know, I'd like to incorporate that into like my dad joke repertoire.
There you go.
I think that one could be just as good as, you know, a roofer came over my house and looked at my ceiling and said, "It's pretty, you know, it's not the nicest one I've seen, but it's up there."
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, what did she say? Okay, great. Yep, do that one. Do that. I definitely had Futaba try to be like, "Oh my god, like we should be dating because like I can't not be around you. My heart beats so fast." I was like, "Nope, we're not doing this. You're in gargoyle pose on my bed. We need to end this conversation."
Yeah. That sounds like something Emil would say. I mean, we have to. I have to be around you.
Oh my gosh.
We'll save that for D&D talk.
Yes. We might do D&D talk a little early tonight because I still have the longer conversation I want to have left over from last week. And then I want to talk about a comment that happened from Breach this weekend. And then we had other D&D last night. There's so much D&D happening.
You know what? I think we're in the end game, and this is your stream. You can do whatever you want. If you want to have D&D time right now, go for it.
Well, we're not going to do it right now because I know we both have other non-D&D things on our list right now. But we might sneak it in early. So.
Well, the funny thing is that 3 of the things on my list involve Justin's oldest daughter, and both of my children are still awake downstairs right now because they're playing Mario Party. Because it's the summer and bedtimes don't exist apparently.
Oh, okay. So we gotta behave a little bit.
Well, I mean, the headphones are in, so you don't.
But we have to behave a little bit in that I can't prompt you to say things you can't say in the presence of your children.
I mean, I'm pretty good at improv. I bet I can find a way to dance around it.
Sassy, thank you for the resub! A ghost didn't scream in my face, but my bones do hurt. Hearing you say a ghost screamed in my face and now my bones hurt in the accent you do for your character is great.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll do it justice, but for chat, it's a very Russian accent. Yeah. Ghost screamed in face, and now bones hurt.
Yes, it's so angry too. I would never want to stream a campaign that I was running, but every time Krilla, Sassy's character, talks, I wish we were streaming.
Jen, I really don't know. I think with the energy that Sassy, Ashley, and E bring to that campaign together, now that like all of their powers have come together, it's just every scene is gold.
It truly is. It's beautiful. Yeah, Carl memeing most of the stuff that Krilla, like, half the stuff that Krilla says, almost everything that Finch does, and now E's general presence there, the memes would be immaculate. They really would be.
I really don't know how the energy shifted, and I think it just might be E's influence.
Oh, 100%.
But at the beginning of the campaign, Krilla was very much the grounding force, the responsible adult, and then like almost overnight, with the chaos of Ashley and E, and then Krilla's little experience with Ghost, suddenly Emil has become like the force of reason. And I'm like, when did this happen?
I mean, here's the thing: is Krilla has mature.
Very mature, very mature personality.
We'll save it for D&D time too. Anyways, let's see what else. Didn't I? Yeah, I maxed him out. So why does he have a card over his head?
You could still hang out with him.
But I thought the card meant like a thing.
Huh.
Like he is. Yeah, I didn't think it was like, oh, this is the hangout thing. I thought it was like the thing can level up. Yeah, I mean, Krilla's still very much the responsible one. She, even with her recklessness, she's very upset that you would suggest that she's not.
I feel a dart being chucked at my general direction, and not at my character, at me, which is why we don't play in person, because I would actually get bodily harmed.
In person with this group would be so great. I have to think. Let's see. I have city art. Oh yeah, what I tried to do before was call the teacher over to do laundry for me so I could go do other things. And then she was like, "Let's go to an art museum."
So if you want her to come over to do laundry, go to the laundromat, and you can call her from there.
Okay.
Hey.
I like how he just said that out loud. No one's going to be looking for someone who's supposed to be dead while there's other people there right now.
Maybe they just think it's like kid slang,
Laundry. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you have a lot of dirty clothes.
Yeah.
In your bag.
So wait, can I
Okay.
not... Do I pick the things and then ask her to do it?
That's correct.
Okay.
That is correct.
Sure do that.
Yeah, Sassy. Yeah, she might not have climbed into an open sarcophagus before or laughed in the face of death. Totally normal.
I think it's gonna make me do it. I think if I click this button, it just happens.
Do you want to save really quickly, just in case?
Come on.
Yeah. Because I don't really want to spend a slot washing shit. Okay.
Okay.
But one of the things on my list, and I think you'll appreciate this, Jen, and Krilla will appreciate this as the character, not Sassy.
Oh, there it is. Okay, great.
I was making a latte Monday morning, my morning latte, and I stepped funny, and my ankle began to hurt, like badly enough for me to go, wow, that's really annoying. And I realized in that moment, like, my ankle just suddenly hurting because I stepped oddly, apparently. I bet that's how voodoo came around. That some random guy in, like, 1700s, he stepped wrong. Or she stepped wrong. And it's like, yeah, my doth ankle hurt so much. And I bet they're like, you know what? I bet it's dark magic. Someone made a doll of me, and they just kept sticking a needle in my ankle. That is the only reasonable explanation for this. And now voodoo's a thing.
I would
get
believe
it.
that.
I totally get it. I would totally get it. Because there was nothing natural about this pain. It has to be supernatural. It is a punishment from some imperceivable force to hurt my ankle while I was trying to make mediocre latte art.
Okay, so right now, I can't hang out with anybody that is like an active other than fucking Mishima. So what is your recommendation? Like, my stats are maxed out. Teacher's doing laundry for me. I can't make curry because there are people here.
Could you do me a favor? Mm-hmm. Could you pull up your party screen? So I think it would be stats. And then go to Haru and pull up her stats. Okay, So what you could do is you could take Haru to play darts to try to get her baton passed to rank 3,
Okay.
so that she gets SP back on a successful baton pass.
We can
And then
do
if there's anyone else who needs to get their baton rank up, you can actually invite one person. We'll just run.
I think it's so interesting that we replaced your microphone. I say you replaced your microphone and you were solid for like 2 weeks and now you're having issues again.
I think the issues are bandwidth, because we were having this issue with not Discord as well.
Yeah.
And because video games are being played and everything is online now, bandwidth is...
I guess it is true. You do have a game going on right now. But yeah, I was like, I just thought it was weird that I was like, oh yeah, it was fine for like 2 weeks, even if it was a bandwidth thing. It's like, you would have thought it would have been. And it's still like resolving faster and it's not as bad as it was. But anyways, you did blink out a little bit. So do I need to be checking anybody else's baton pass level right now?
No, because I realized you can choose one person and then another party member will show up randomly. So you want to make sure it's Haru. Maybe Gwen will show up. Maybe it will be Matt Mercer.
Oh, I can
Who
even
knows?
just see it right here. Nobody cares about Morgana. So okay, cool. So yeah, it's just this one is the only one I super need.
Thank you.
I remember she's at 2 because the last time we did this, I had been drinking a decent amount and my reaction times were not good. There's a clip of me going like, oh, all I have to do is throw this away, and I managed to, like, all I needed to do was like throw it into the black, and I managed to like still throw it when it did manage to overlap a number. It was the funniest fucking thing.
Double 20s. Oh, that's the opposite of 0.
Yeah.
Oh, Gwen did show up.
Perfect. Gwen and Matt Mercer.
Everything is right in the universe.
I'll need you to remind me, like, at what point... I remember there's a trick to, like... Oh, like, make sure you do this at this particular point. I know it's not at the start, so, like, I'm not too worried about it right now. But I know I'm gonna need to, like, make a different thing at some point.
So the nice thing is, since you already are at rank 2, you just need to win the game.
Okay.
It does not matter. You just need to win the game.
I'm trying to remember. I think I figured out... I say figured out like nobody else does. It's like getting a bullseye isn't the highest score. I think it's like doing the 20 there.
Yes.
Yep.
What does the bullseye get you?
50.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
Yes.
Well, bullseye. Bullseye's easier. Fuck it.
There we go.
Fuck it.
You know that popular saying, the bullseye's the easier thing to hit.
Yeah.
My turn now.
You got it, Haru. I believe in you. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. That's fine.
Hey, Jen and chat, we're going to have a special visitor right now, so I'm taking my headphones out.
Oh my god, we're
and we're going to see how
works.
well this new microphone works.
Oh my god.
Hey, do you want to say hello? Hey, were you able to hear her?
No!
Really?
Really?
Here. Go ahead. Say hello again.
Nothing.
Really?
Nothing.
Kinda.
Oh!
That is incredible. Like, I have 2 different microphones and your voice still is not coming through. You might... Okay, you don't need to scream into the microphone like that.
Yeah. The funny thing is, more of her came through with the scream. It did go full on, like, abyssal.
Oh, great.
But it did make noise.
Yeah, try speaking like a lower voice. Can you talk like this?
I heard Jamf whispering.
That is a good.
Ooh! Oh, that's very loud. That's very loud.
Too loud. Too loud.
Is she,
so
like, is she just, like, really
low?
close to the microphone?
Oh, yeah, she was, like, licking the microphone.
Yeah, don't do that.
No, too close, too close. Too close. Just talk from right there.
No. Did you hear me now?
I could. This is perfect. Whatever this distance is, this is perfect.
Yay! Hey, we finally heard you. All right, and then I have another little visitor. Do you want to say hello?
Jen.
Hi.
Ask her, how are you?
How are you? Did you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, this is a good volume and a good ways away from the microphone. This is perfect.
I can turn into rainbows.
Turn into rainbows?
Happy Pride Month. Alright, you want to say goodnight? Try again. She's saying goodnight.
Good night.
Thanks, girls.
You're talking.
Oh, I
Well,
heard
you
that.
can't see her talking because she's not talking right now.
Yeah.
There, see, she's talking now. Thank you for entertaining.
Of course.
That is. I don't think she heard you again. It is weird. Like I don't know if it's like that is the weirdest thing.
I want to like whatever. I heard youngest pretty easily, so I don't know if that gives you any data for microphone distance or volume or anything. If that's different from what previous attempts have been.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do some. I'm gonna do some science on my end to figure out like.
Heck yeah, science.
She just has a specific pitch that just is imperceivable, but only to dogs. Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, you can on Discord. You can go to like voice and video and do like like check my microphone, and you can make it so that way you can hear what your microphone is picking up. And so like you could do that and be like, you talk into it and I'll see if I can hear it in my earbuds, and that can tell you some things.
I'm gonna do some science this weekend.
Yeah, science.
Science, the superior method.
Superb.
There you go.
For
So
real?
this is easier when you've had a reasonable amount of alcohol.
There you go, just like real darts.
My turn now.
You're totally fine. You got this, Harder. You're great. I don't know why you said this is your last turn. I wasn't paying attention. Oh, I guess this is round 4.
It is
Yeah.
her last turn. Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to get exactly a 41. I gotta do some math next time.
There are a lot of different ways to make 41.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do I have to land on 41 on my third dart, or can I do it at any point?
You can do it at any point.
Okay, there we go.
Give it your all.
Yeah, because if you get 41 and then you have a dart left, you just have to throw it in the black.
Well, we saw what happened the last time I tried to intentionally do
Yeah,
that.
but Jen, I believe in you this time.
I don't. So we'll just kind of just do... Sure.
You're correct.
Just get, I don't like that. There we go.
Yay!
Ta-da! Ashley, I'm glad you're home now.
Masterfully done.
Current skills
Hi,
average!
Ashley.
Pfft.
Superb.
0 points, I feel so accomplished, does feel so backhanded when you don't recognize you're playing darts.
Yeah.
God. Anyway, speaking of drinks,
Very well.
E came over for craft time the other night, and what can I? Does this do anything? Can I get his shit leveled up if I hit this button?
I think he's already at level 3.
Oh, that's right.
You can check.
This will only do the baton. This doesn't get me. I can't get music notes out of this one.
I guess you could get music notes out of it if you're. Yeah, I mean, if you're on the path to get music notes, you can play darts with him.
Okay. I guess this will tell me if I can check from here.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm already here. I might as well. Right?
Okay. Go for it.
Does this matter?
No.
Okay.
I would make it as easy as possible.
Yeah, do the shorter one. Great. Speaking of,
Let's go.
so E was over, and we were gonna have drinks, so we had crafty time. And she's like, I don't really like feel. She's like, I want something like light, and I was like, oh, do you want a ranch water?
Ugh.
Because that's pretty light. And she looked at me horrified, and she goes, "What's a ranch water?" Which, like, understandable. A lot of people, like, have not heard of this before. A ranch water, for those who don't know, like E, is it's tequila. I would call it a light version of a margarita. It's tequila and lime, and then you top it off with seltzer water, so you end up with something that's like, it's kind of like a watered down margarita. But like you've got the seltzer, so you've got like the fizz to it. You're supposed to do it with like Topo Chico specifically, because it's like partial like mineral water and stuff like that. But we just use regular seltzer, because it's cheaper. And you just do that with some lime, and it's like, and it's great. It's like very light. It's a great, like, it's super hot outside summer drink. Just what the
I did not know
is.
that was the name. I did not know that was the name of the drink. I thought ranch water was like.
Did you do what the thing that E did?
Yeah, I think so. I was thinking like ranch dressing and
That's
water.
exactly what she was like. When you said it, I thought it was like a cup of water. You just like drop ranch into it like an Irish car bomb.
Yeah, like I was even prompted. You sent me notes, and I'm looking at ranch water, and I'm like, my first thought was like, ew, gross.
Yeah, ranch water is tequila and lime, and then like a carbonated seltzer water, or carbonated mineral water, or something like that.
Which sounds, I think that actually would appeal more to me because I don't like the sweetness of a normal margarita.
Yeah. But yeah, I like that you both. She was like, I thought it was like water mixed with like ranch dressing. Oh, I was like, no. And then she was like, yeah, the mental image of like an Irish car bomb of dropping in like a shot glass full of ranch got just so bad. Multiple people have now thought you make a mixed drink with the ranch dressing. We are concerned. I am also concerned that this is like the first thought that people had. This is concerning on a number of levels.
Well, that's the first thought I have when I hear ranch. I just associate it with dressing.
For real?
What's funny is at this point, I don't even think of dressing anymore. I think of Doritos most of the time when I think of ranch. Which other fun fact, I learned that apparently Doritos make really good kindling if you're camping.
I guess that makes sense. I mean, there's a lot of, like, the I imagine the powder is very flammable just because of the surface area.
Yeah, like, I'm not gonna, like, I didn't go super, like, digging into like the size of it. Apparently Doritos are really good. Apparently Fritos are like the best thing to use because of like the fat content. So there you go. So when you're drinking your ranch dressing Irish car bombs, you can use your Cool Ranch Doritos to start a fire.
Well, this chapter of the Anarchist Cookbook is brought to you by Jen. She makes dice.
This is how I end up on a real, like, I'm already on a list, I'm convinced, and this is how I end up, like, in a really weird section of that list. Why did he just get, like, all this fucking music? Oh, I gotta get a 3? Okay, there's a 3 down there, we're good. He got a fucking dance party with that.
He did well.
That was wild, Mercer.
I know. No one knows Matt Mercer is good at darts.
Yeah. Apparently crayons also burn for an hour, so if you don't have a candle. I feel like I learned that during one of the freezes.
Yeah. Well, isn't a crayon just it's basically a candle without a wick in it?
Yeah. Yeah, so like there's a lot of people who don't know that like when you're burning a candle, you're not burning the wick, you're burning the wax, which is why the wick seems to last so long. It's just like it's pulling up the wax into it, and that's what you're burning. So yeah, you could burn a candle. But without it having a wick, then like it's slightly more uncontrolled and can get a little bit wily and squirrely, and it won't last as long as you don't have something kind of like metering it out. But you can do that because yes, a crayon is wax, or at least crayons used to be wax. Are crayons still wax? Like, is this one of those things where they like turned it into something else for whatever fucking reason?
You know, I just had a really funny thought. You know how, like, medieval times, nobles would seal letters with wax and then they would, punch their signet ring into it?
Yeah.
Was that the first application of a crayon? Like, you're just melting wax and, like, you're smearing a color on something? It's like, yes, this is the first crayon in history.
I love the idea of wax seals. Every time I've thought about how I want to like change up any of my dice packaging, where I'm like, oh, I should like try to adjust this, I go, how can I redo this so that way I get to start using a wax seal? And I'm like, I don't need to add another expense to this. I don't need to add another packaging expense. I don't need to do that. But I think they're neat and I want to.
Well, maybe you can make that like a on a higher end thing, like that's an option people can pay for. So have the people support your desire to do a wax seal.
It's not. It is. I'm gonna be completely honest. It's not. It's not the expense part that stops me from doing it. It's when I try to think about like what makes sense for how I operate and how I want to package things and the things that are important to me. There's not a format of that in which a wax seal becomes applicable. Is the thing. So, like, that's been my biggest hang up. Like, I've tried to come up with designs that I like, where I'm like, and then I could put, and this is where a wax seal would go, and I just don't like any of them.
Gotcha.
So that is what has stopped me more than anything else. But I've had them in my, my Etsy cart forever, of, like, a kit that has a little dachshund wax seal stamp, and has, blue and purple wax beads, and I've looked up the tutorials on like how you can like color the wax seal raised parts without that ink like going other places. So it's like I could do the dachshund in gold to do like all of my colors. Like I'm fucking ready. I just don't have a good place to do it on anything.
Well, what if you folded the receipt and you sealed the receipt with the wax seal?
I've thought about doing that. Yeah, like okay. I've spent more time than I should on both trying to figure out that and figuring out how you custom cut foam inserts. And if you can do that with a laser cutter, so that way I could get fancy and do like the tins that have the individual cutouts for like where each die goes. So that way then they're like really locked in during shipping and everything. I've spent a dumb amount of time on both of those things.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That should do it for now.
It's fine.
All right then.
Things are good the way they are right now. I've got plenty of. I was like, why is she here? But yeah, she did my laundry for me.
I hope you had fun. I hope you had fun playing with your friends while I did your laundry, you slob.
All right, let's see. What are we at? Where are we at? So, you want to hang out. I don't care about you. What other things do I want to do with a day? Let's save. We're going to do that.
Always a good call.
Okay, so now let's see who I have access to. So I can hang out with Doc. I can hang out with Yusuke. Haru, we're doing Haru.
Not if Makoto has any say in it.
Yeah. Go to the rooftop. I need to spend some time with my girlfriend at some point, but we have 16 whole fucking days. What is today? The second?
You could always take her to the jazz club. That is always a viable option.
Yeah, but that seems to be more like, that's more generically scripted. Like, I don't think I've hung out with her, like, outside of the jazz club since maxing out that social rank, and I just want to see what that looks like. I think the veggies are supposed to be ready tomorrow, but I did also rank you up where they're supposed to be ready faster. Okay, so that's probably just for the next.
I am here for the great vegetables.
Yeah! So many carrots.
Hey!
Yeah, I hate how it makes me do this. Like, go back through all the menus every time. Give me more carrots.
Get all the SP. Yeah, another option, if no one is available that you want to spend time with in the afternoon, you could always start going further in mementos to try to get more of those things from Jose.
Yeah, that was a conversation we had at the beginning of the stream where I was like, I probably should do that at some point too. But I think Haru I'm on 7 for, so this would be rank 8, yeah. So yeah, so I want to do that because I want to get rid of this fiance. So I know when I get far enough, this is going to trigger a mementos thing, isn't it? Or have I already done that for her?
I don't know.
I don't think I've done it yet. So it's like if I'm gonna have to go mementos anyways, I want to like get that shit so we can get rid of that fucker.
You're gonna change his heart to off.
Yes, I want to.
Yes.
Okay, what do we got here?
Yeah.
Hey!
Haru, I'm so sorry. Your fiance was found dead in a compromised position in a brothel. Weird, right?
Yeah, super unexpected. Okay, the only other thing I have on my list, I told Jeff when it hit 8 o'clock he needed to like come up here after you were on the call because I need him to talk to you about the only other thing that's on my list. So while I wait for him, maybe I message him to be like, you need to come up here. If you want to start talking about one of your other things, I'm going to text him and be like, you need to get up here.
Now that my children are upstairs, Justin's oldest daughter is becoming quite the artist. I know I've shared a few pictures in Discord of her drawings, and they're getting really good. And I'm genuinely impressed with her artistic skill because I am not a great drawer at all. So one day we were at our favorite pizza place, and this is one of our favorite pizza places because we like the pizza and the girls like that there's a chalkboard at every booth that they could just scribble on while they're waiting for pizza to come. Great. So Justin's oldest daughter has started learning about the body and how the body works, and she was drawing like organs, like she drew the stomach, she knows the difference between large and small intestine, which is kind of weird to draw on a chalkboard. Fine. Drew the brain, drawing all these things. And it was like in games, like, can you guess what this is? And she's doing great. Then she drew, I will describe it to you.
Okay.
She drew 2 circles, maybe more ovals than circles, but closer to circle than oval.
Okay, drew 2 circles. I'm gonna narrate this out for Jeff. This is a drawing one of the girls did on a chalkboard. So 2 circles.
Okay.
2 circles very close together.
Very close together.
Oh,
You're gonna draw it based on the description I give? This is even better. Hold on.
Okay.
We'll do. Where's my other? Here we go. This notebook. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, he's got his pen and a thing. So it's 2 circles close together.
Hold on.
Two circles close. Two circles.
Landscape or portrait, James?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be a square, probably a square space. So
okay,
you do whatever you
right.
want. Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm ready.
So 2 circles.
2 circles close together.
2 circles close together.
Close together, with a thin, narrow stick in between them, going vertical but not downward past the circles.
With a say that again. With
A narrow stem.
With a narrow stem.
In between them, going up above the circles but not down past them.
In between the circles, going up above them but not down past them. Okay.
And that's what she drew on a chalkboard, saying, "Guess what body part this is?"
She drew this on a chalkboard saying, "Guess what body part this is." So, I want you, Jeff.
I thought this was gonna be much more complex.
I'll show everybody what Jeff drew here in a second. I want you to say what body part you think this is.
Legs,
I've decided what I think it is.
legs and feet.
You think it's legs and feet? I'm gonna go with a nose, like nose and nostrils.
Okay.
Knowing that it's probably not a penis. There it is. That's what Jeff drew right there. James, would you like to enlighten us?
Yeah, that's exactly what she drew.
Oh, that's exactly what she drew.
Those are lungs and the windpipe.
Lungs and the windpipe.
Okay.
So
all right.
here's the best part. We're doing this at a restaurant. She draws this and like all these different body parts saying, "Guess what this is?" And she says that just as our waitress is coming by, and our waitress is looking at it, looking at me, looking at my wife, looking back to the drawing, back to my wife, back to me, back to the drawing, and I go, "Oh, those have to be lungs."
Nice. So I've got my headset off right now, but I have the volume fucking cranked, so hopefully both Jeff and I can hear things. So Jeff had to come up here, because there's a Lego set that released, and he was trying to tell me about it.
Okay.
What was the Lego set, Jeff? Start with this.
Oh God, I can't remember again.
Do you want me to tell you what you called it?
Is it like Barad-dûr or something?
That's close to what it actually. You called it bird do-rag, first of all.
Bird do-rag. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you understand the first thing he said?
Yes, I did understand the first thing that he said.
Okay, great. So he really, like, super didn't know what that was. And it was one of the things he was trying to describe to me. He's like, it's like the Sauron's tower from Lord of the Rings or whatever. And I was like, I actually don't know what the name of that tower is, but, like, I understand what you're going for. And he's like, yeah, I don't know. I've never seen Lord of the Rings.
What?
Yes, I have never seen Lord of the Rings, nor have I read any of the books.
Which, like, I can understand reading it because they're, like, gigantic. But when you're like, the pure shock on my face when I was like, you've never seen Lord of the Rings. You've never seen Lord of the Rings. None of them. Any of them. At all.
And that you know what? My love for Jeff transcends media, and that's fine. And that's totally fine because everyone has their different things. Like, Jeff really loves Legos. Like, I appreciate Legos, but not the way Jeff does. And I love Lord of the Rings. And if Jeff doesn't, that's fine. Our love is stronger than that.
But it's weird that he's never seen it at all. Like, even by accident or just being like,
okay,
people are watching it.
I've seen enough memes and short clips to like put together the story. It's an 8-hour Indiana Jones movie. Is exactly what this is. Someone needs to get something, whatever the MacGuffin is. For them, it's a ring. You get your crew together. You go on this wild adventure. You do stupid things. You could have easily done things a different way, like flying a bird, supposedly. I don't know what that means. And then you go and you take care of it, and then you get like tested by the thing of, oh no, you could use this for yourself, like in The Last Crusade. And it's like, oh, you could take this cup and have immortal life or whatever, but there's all these things. But no, you give it away, you go back, and you have a party with your friends. 8 hours, 1.5 hours.
In college, I wrote a 10-page double-spaced paper on why you could use the eagles to fly and destroy the ring.
It was funny, is Jeff does not have enough context for what that sentence is.
I know.
We have a new person who dropped in who is loving this. So hello, Horace. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying this. I just can't even believe that, like I wasn't like, oh yeah, Lord of the Rings, but a bunch of my friends were like, we're gonna go see this movie. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll go. And that's how I saw Lord of the Rings. And the fact that that didn't happen is wild to me.
All right, well, you know what? You know what, guys? The next time I come down to Austin, I know what we're doing. We are going to drink for 12 hours and watch Lord of the Rings in that order.
We can't in that order. Not simultaneously, in that order. Like, there was... I will say, I would love the idea of watching the first one with you, watching Fellowship of the Ring.
Okay.
I, much like every other trilogy that exists, cannot stand the second one. Anytime I've been a part of like a marathon where we're gonna watch all three, I always fall asleep. It's not like I intend to. I always fall asleep during Two Towers. Every time. So I'm not gonna make you watch that one, but I do feel like you need to watch the first one. I feel like you gotta watch that. This is wild to me.
Listen, whenever this is decided that he's gonna watch it, I will seriously figure out if I can get on a plane because I want to be there. Like I feel like I need to be Jeff's guide into the world of Tolkien. So for those in chat who don't know this, I'm not just a Tolkien Lord of the Rings super fan. I reread the books, including The Hobbit, The Silmarillion, and the trilogy every summer. That has been my summer tradition since high school.
I feel like we could do a whole stream of just the memes and short clips that I've seen from this and my interpretation. Just to hear James completely for an hour and a half go.
I really like the idea of actually like putting together a folder of like a dumb number of Lord of the Rings like memes, clips, whatever. And like we do a stream where it's like you have to look at the thing and you need to give your interpretation of what this is from not having seen any of these things. Be like, what do you feel like you know about Lord of the Rings from watching this thing or looking at this thing?
Somewhere Viggo Mortensen broke his toe. I know that one.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. You know what? You know what we could do, Jen and Jeff? we can make this a game where it's like a scavenger hunt, and it'll be stuff like that. You have to guess the scene that Vigo broke his toe, and you have to identify it.
We're gonna do something like those Pokemon quiz games that we've been watching on YouTube. It's gonna be like that, but it's gonna be Lord of the Rings stuff.
Yeah. Horace, to answer your question, yes, I even read the Silmarillion yearly, and when you've been doing it for decades, because I'm old, it just, you're able to breeze through it because you've read it so many times, and the words just, you don't stumble over the words even in your own head.
God.
Like the Quentaquelia, it just rolls off the tongue now.
Anyways, you're dismissed now. I needed you to be up here for the informing James that you had somehow not ever watched any Lord of the Rings.
One of these days, I will find a way to disappoint James, but I have yet to figure it out.
I feel like this is pretty close. I feel like this is the gravity in that, the silence and the what was pretty intense.
No, I rally. Jeff can never disappoint.
See, now it's a challenge.
Oh god. All right. Anyways,
All right, have fun.
do you want to do me a favor while you're here?
Is that all I am to you?
No, you're also somebody who doesn't watch Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Jeff, you're so much more than that.
Thank you. I love you. It was the old-fashioned mix and Starward. Okay. Thank you.
I didn't like how Jeff was trying to make it a challenge to disappoint me because both Vasile and Emil took a lot of hits this weekend in D&D.
Truly.
I don't need any more D&D disappointment in my life. This is my escape, and I got bullied.
God, speaking of D&D, we could probably start D&D time early. Also, related, while we were having that conversation, I finally figured out what part of my headset has been coming apart and leaving shards on my face when I finish a stream. So I have at least identified where that's coming from, which is
that's
good.
not good.
No, it's like it's. I think I mentioned it. I guess maybe it was before you got on last stream. It's like my headset. I know that like I need to replace it because like something on it has been like flaking off and coming off. It's like when I finish a stream, there's a bunch of like black stuff on my ears. And I finally figured out the very inner part of the ear cup did at one point have like a leather or like faux leather kind of like covering on it, and that has gotten old enough that it is crumbling. So that is what is coming off. But yeah, like the cushions just don't cushion quite as much anymore, so it does like squeeze on my ears after a period of time, and I'm like, I need to get a new one at some point. But between dog vet stuff and me also not like knowing what is current with headsets, because like I've had this one for a number of years, so it's like I need to figure out like what the current new good new hotness is for headsets that make sense for wearing them for a long period of time. I know I need some that have the little soft headband below the actual headband, because actual firm headbands just never fit my head, and so having the soft thing so it like floats a little bit above my head has been like, I need that so it's like I gotta look for that feature, and everything else is like, okay, well what's good right now. Anyways, we're gonna talk about D&D things, unless you're about to say something that's not D&D.
I'm about to say something that's not D&D.
Okay, we'll do that, and then we get to D&D time. Pathos gets to go first because he said something wild at the beginning of the stream, and I need to know more about it.
Oh, I can't wait. Speaking of disappointments, reading the chat, I have had two people say like, "Oh, with how much I love Lord of the Rings, like, oh, you're like our Stephen Colbert," and then Flash is like, "Oh, you're like our Brennan." I could not be a bigger disappointment to everyone in this chat than to be compared to Stephen Colbert and or Brennan. So thank you for the compliment, but no, I do not need that kind of pressure on me right now.
God, I love that. So yes. Also, hi JP. I don't know if I actually said hi to you because I think you showed up in the middle of all the wild stuff. Yeah, I like earbuds for like most other things. For doing stream stuff, it doesn't. I've never had earbuds that were good for it. If there are better earbuds now, then like maybe that would be great. But I can't have anything. I can't have a Bluetooth thing. That's the thing, is it's got to be wireless with its own like dongle thing. It can't be Bluetooth. So if there's a good earbud solution that is pretty solid, that has its own little like dongle thing to work with PC stuff, then I could maybe do that, which means then I open up more options for the tiaras I can wear, which would be great. So I would love that. So... Oh, never mind. I was typing out when you said no Bluetooth. Yeah. It's right now I already have too many Bluetooth things that are running, that they sometimes get angry with each other, so I can't add another thing onto that. Looking at Astros. Astros are something I knew, like, used to be, like, the big hotness, that were very expensive, and I started looking at that, so, like, they're certainly on my list, but I don't know if they're still, like, the big good thing to, like, strive for or whatnot, so I need to spend some time doing some research. So, Open Shocks is all bone conduct. I'll write that down and I'll check into it. Thank you for that recommendation. Let's see, which sheet do I want to write on? What are you? We'll do it on this one. Check Open Shocks for headset. Alright, yeah, I'll check that out. Thank you, because that's not one I have heard of before. Yeah, I've known about Astros, and you've got, like, Turtle Beach, and Hyper, or, like, all the big stuff. Razor. What do I fucking have right now? What even are you? Oh, this is Steel Series, so... So, like, I know about those major things, but I haven't heard about those other ones. So... Yeah, okay! D&D time!
Let's do it.
Pathos mentions, I think, at the beginning that he watched a stream or a video, one of the two earlier, of someone playing hardcore Curse of Strahd. And I was like, what does hardcore mean? And so he was like, oh, there's, like, randomized characters, there's no short rests. Long rests have the Dark Souls reset mechanic, and I was like, I don't know what any of this means, so, like, when we get to D&D time, you gotta elaborate. So, Pathos is gonna be elaborating, James is gonna be relying on you to look on chat to, like, fill me in on that so I can keep the game going, but yeah, it sounded insane.
Yeah, so the Dark Souls thing is that there are certain save points in Dark Souls games, or Dark Souls-like.
Yeah, like, I know
Ring.
there's, like, the bonfire.
You're right. So every time you rest there, you get all of your health back, all of your mana, FP, whatever you want to call it, replenishes, all of your potions replenish, but all of the non-boss enemies respawn.
Oh,
so
fuck that.
So, like, imagine you were, like, a quarter of the way through a dungeon, you haven't found the bonfire, you're getting really low on health, and you don't want to die and have to, like, go recover your body to get all of your souls back, and you go back to a bonfire to rest.
You just
basically
gotta do all of it all over again. None of it matters.
You have to do it all over again, but maybe at least you know, like, where the traps are, where the enemies are hiding, or you know how to better beat them this time around. But yeah, so, like, playing that in a D&D game sounds miserable. Not only for the players, but for the DM as well. It's like, all right, I got to bring these guys back and reset their hit points, and what do they do again? I think that just sounds burdensome to the DM as well.
Yeah. All right, Haru is now at Endure, which is good, because she wasn't there before like I thought she was, and that became a problem.
Yeah, now when she'll take a hit for you, she'll actually stay standing and not actually die for you.
Yeah. God. Do this. Okay.
So, Pathos, with the idea of hardcore Curse of Strahd, with all of the Souls-like games that are out there, do you think there could be a successful Souls-like D&D game? That your characters, you could... So it'd still be like the same Souls perspective, you know, weapons or magic, but your classes would be D&D classes, the monsters would be, you know, Wizards of the Coast approved monsters, but have that whole setup. I guess I would remove the party aspect to it, because I think that's integral for a D&D game, is the whole party mechanics. But, I mean, from a single-player experience, you know, maybe you could do it. That would be a game people would spend money on.
We haven't had a crossword in forever! Okay, we're gonna think about this. So I saw that Pathos posted a thing, so I will, I guess, go back to that here in a second. Yeah, Villain, I'm also with you. I'm so tired of Souls-like games. I don't want that. I've never enjoyed that genre. The closest I ever got to it is, like, some people consider Hollow Knight a Souls-like, and it's like, okay, maybe, but, like, The rest of them, no, I hate that. Okay, so let's see. Basically, the Curse of Strahd hardcore characters have randomized races, backgrounds, and get a random trinket. They roll stats and choose their own class. Okay. Have to buy all their own equipment. Gross. There are no short rests. Long rests, reset whatever place you're in and bring back monsters. Death is permanent. Okay. All the monsters have been modified to have special quirks. Jesus. Do they, like, is this one of those things that, like, everyone, I made the joke earlier, but does everyone, like, come with, like, multiple character sheets so that way then, like, as you, like, die, you can do a thing? Or is this literally an endurance run? Is this like Werewolf, where if you get killed on the first night, you're like, well, I guess I'm just gonna sit here now while everybody else plays the game? How does this work?
we call that a James.
Okay, let's see. What do I got?
Metric, yes, it is SMT5 Vengeance Week, and I will be getting it. I didn't pre-order it because pre-orders are scams. Don't do it. I'll wait for the game to launch to see how it goes, but I am likely going to be picking it up.
Oh my god, I don't know what any of these are. Void between objects is only 3 letters.
Oh.
Void between objects. Okay. What is the localized...
New character ready to go in 8 minutes. Yeah, I would imagine, because it sounds like a death will be happening often in a Curse of Strahd go.
Oh god, you just make a new one, like, on the fly? I would rather just have a bunch of pre-prepared ones and be like, alright, I'm just gonna shuffle to the next one.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, Emil died. Here's Chad Wood, ready to go. Accent and all. Yes, Carl, we do not stand pre-orders. No, we do not. Never again. Metric, I heard the reviews are like mid-80s. I just want to see how
what?
SMT5 Vengeance comes out Friday.
Yeah, I was like, you gotta remember, some people just listen to this and don't see the stream, so you gotta read the things. Okay, how do I clear? No, keep trying.
Yeah, so I did see it came in the mid 80s. It wasn't the original one also like I think low 80s. I'm probably gonna get it on the PlayStation just to see it in the higher fidelity because the Switch felt like it was about to burn in my hands trying to run that game. Mid to low for SMT or 5 original on Switch, yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to. I know the Elden Ring expansion's coming. Speaking of too many Souls-like games, the Elden Ring expansion's coming out soon too. And then I should be good until October when ReFantazio comes out. Man, Atlas is just killing it this year with the games. It has been a good year for James, not a good year for Jen, sadly.
God, that's fine. A bunch of things came. Here's the thing: is a bunch of things came out that I don't care about, so that gives me time to catch up on the things that have been on my backlog that I do care about.
Have you finished Tears of the Kingdom?
No, I haven't. I played a little bit the other night just to try to get through some more side questy things, and I finally finished fucking getting all of the stupid goddamn orbs into the hideout underneath the Gerudo Palace. Mm-hmm. So I finished that one, and it was like, cool, that's progress. I think I've got 24 shrines left. So I gotta find those and do that, and then I'll get there eventually. That's probably something else I'll do with the staycation time we're doing at the beginning of July. So I am fully taking my birthday off. Like we're not even doing D&D. I'm doing nothing that feels like it's an obligation. So it's like I'm not going into Turbo Dork. I'm not gonna work on dice. I'm gonna I'll probably go to, there's a coffee shop that's like on the river, which I really enjoy going to. So like I like to go there and sit on the dock to work on things. Like I'll take my laptop because like turtles all come up there. So like I'll probably go do that in the morning, go get something great for lunch, and then come back and play Zelda in the afternoon while the dog snuggles me. And like I'll probably play it more. I don't think I'm gonna finish it, but I'll at least like make some more progress.
Yay.
Okay, I really gotta figure this fucking out. Okay, well, so this wasn't tornado. So what else is this one? I genuinely don't know what any of these fucking are. So I guess I'm just gonna figure out this last one. It's not a tornado. Tropical storm is too big. Typhoon? Oh god. How do you spell? If it's not typhoon, I genuinely don't know. Alright, it's that. Do you know what the space between objects was? That was only 3 letters?
Gap.
Oh, that would fucking do it. Oh, it was void between. Yeah, that's what it was. So I was like, oh, space. Yep. No, that's 5. Yeah. Jesus. All right. Well, we got there in the end.
All right.
I see.
Not like I needed it for stats. I just needed it for me.
Flash, I did not. I guess I did technically pre-order Reload, but I pre-ordered it 24 hours before launch. Once like all of the tests have been in, and like the launch was fine for like those select people who got advanced copies. So technically I pre-ordered it because I bought it 24 hours before the official launch date so I could get all the free stuff.
Yeah, I'll do pre-orders like that where it's like the thing is coming out imminently and I want whatever bonus.
Yeah. No worries, Horace. That was a non-offensive backseat.
Yeah, that was a little
like if there's anything one. If there's anything story-wise, I will reach through the computer and strangle you.
Yeah. Not a big deal.
Metaphorically speaking.
I'll usually do a pretty good job of being like, I'm gonna stumble through the game and make sure everyone knows I'm a fucking idiot. And if I get to the point where I don't want to look like a dumbass anymore, I'll be like, hey chat, someone help. It's also part of why James is here, is so that way that can happen in more real time. If I'm like, I don't feel like I'm gonna feel accomplished figuring this out on my own, what is the answer?
Yeah, that's honestly why Jen keeps me around. It is not to coach her through Persona, it's to jump on the spoiler grenades for her.
Okay, so I don't think there's anything else I can do with my evening right now.
Yeah. Carl is giving me the James ellipses. Carl, what did I do?
Yeah.
How did I disappoint you?
It takes a lot to disappoint Carl. Carl has no bar. The bar is on the ground, so like...
Carl has standards.
Not for us. He has hung out here for years.
That's true. He has.
Like he voluntarily comes to this. Sometimes he gets excited about it. He was very excited earlier to find out we did play Breach this weekend, so we'll talk about that at some point. I need to figure out what I'm doing with my evening. I still have more laundry to do, so I'm gonna make my teacher do more laundry. There's nobody here. I guess I can make some of the curry. We'll probably do that. Does that feel good? Is there anything else I should do with my night? Because I can't go to Mementos at night.
No, you can't. Unless you wanted to take someone to the jazz club.
Oh, that's right. You were telling me to take some... No, I already took Harvard to darts. That's what it was. I want to make sure I get the good curry, because I finally have access to the good curry. So we're going to have my teacher wash my clothes while I cook. That feels weird.
It's just a chores night. You're outsourcing some of the chores, you're taking care of the rest.
Yeah.
Carl, I am sorry. It is technically a pre-order, but I wanted the free stuff and I knew the game wasn't gonna like crash on launch because they pushed a broken game, which a lot of companies do nowadays, which is why you don't pre-order.
What do I want? Feather coat, we'll do that. So the thing that I wanted to we'll talk about like generic D&D stuff first, then we can get into any of the specifics from our games. Watching Force Horace, how are you even doing that? I appreciate that you're like spending time here while you've got like other streams you like could be watching and stuff, so thank you. We are gonna get hardcore into talking about D&D stuff, so if you're not in a D&D, I fully understand if you're like, we're close this one, but like feel like I would like it if you stuck around.
Me too.
So thing I wanted to talk about from last week that I didn't get to is, and I want to tell everybody right now, so we're going to talk a little bit about the Dimension 20 junior year, but I'm going to be talking about it as far as a mechanic that Brennan uses. So there's not going to be any story spoilers or anything. It's just he introduced a mechanic that I thought was very interesting. So if you think that knowing about the mechanic is spoilers, then I guess here's your warning about that. But what I really, to give some people some background, if you're not familiar with Dimension 20 doing Fantasy High, which I think James is maybe only like loosely familiar with it in that I've talked about it before.
That is true.
They are a bunch of, the premise of this is, they are high school students that are like at an adventuring academy. They're going to the Egg Fort Adventuring Academy, where they're like learning how to be heroes. And so literally you go to barbarian class and you go to cleric class and things like that.
What are the textbooks like in barbarian class?
The textbooks in barbarian class sound like there's a big boulder in the middle of the room and you all whack it. So that's kind of the premise of it. And so when they've done previous seasons, the idea is like, I like these seasons because they tend to be a little bit sleuthy. It's like there's something else going on here. So while you're doing your classes, you're also like spending some time like investigating like this mystery and like talking to people and also trying to be like, yeah, I want to like we're going to go have these silly adventures to try to be like, what is happening here? And in the previous year, they did freshman year, and then they did sophomore year. And in those, they just kind of like hand-waved away the passage of time. Like you're doing a school year. Clearly time is going on. And the way it would be like, oh, this thing happens, and you have that. We spend a session like in this small period of time. And now, like, it's been a couple weeks, and you're getting up to, like, Christmas break, and, like, this thing happens over Christmas break, and then, like, a couple weeks go by, and it's spring break, and it does it like that. You kind of, like, hand-wave what's happening with the school year. So what he has introduced for junior year, with the idea that, like, junior year is, like, when you are actually in high school. Junior year is, like, when things kind of get, like, serious. Like, you're starting to look at what you're doing for college and are paying more attention to, like, what are you able to put on your resume for your applications. And maybe, like, you're in slightly harder classes and need to be paying more attention to your grades and things like that. So what he did was introduce a mechanic where, like, where we're no longer hand-waving the passage of time. Everyone has like 6 like basic tracks where you have your academics track and your popularity track and your extracurriculars track and your part-time, like your work track. And you have all these tracks that you will roll on during your quote unquote like downtime. That is that couple weeks between like the major events of the campaign happening. So like they did their first day of school and it's like, okay, cool. Now we've got our downtime. So like, what do you want to roll on? It's like, okay, well, I really want to focus on my classes. So like, I'm the wizard. So like, I'm going to roll for my wizard classes first. And then it's like, I also need a part-time job. So I'm going to roll for that. And oh, I'm on the sports team for the school. So I'm going to roll for that. With there being different boons and bonuses that come from like how much you beat the DC by. So if you like kill it on your academic track, you get an A+. And if you do like pretty good, you'll get a B. And if you like barely hit the DC, you're technically passing with a D. And I was like, I love this. And you have like each of the tracks that's kind of like a subtrack. Like if you've multi-classed, it's like, okay, cool. Well, you need to roll for like one of them has like multi-classed. I don't want to say that. I said no spoilers. Someone is multi-class. It's like, cool, you need to roll for both of those classes when you're doing your academics. And you can also opt to like just be like, I'm supposed to be on the sports team. I'm not going to roll for it this time. But if you have like 2 times you skip it or 2 failures or some combination thereof, like you get kicked from the team, like that kind of stuff. And I was like, this is brilliant. And the way he structured the DCs for it was that like, truly, whatever you prioritize will always be easier. So like the first thing you roll on during your downtime just has a DC of 5. And the second thing you roll on has a DC of 10. And the third one of 15, and so on and so forth. Because much like real life, the more stuff you try to do, the harder it gets to do. And he gave them the option of like, at any point, if you like don't, like you know what the DC is. If you don't like the roll you had, you can always, and he gets like this really, really mischievous look on his face. You can always take, and he pulls up a container. He goes, a stress token. It's got a bunch of little like glass, like mosaic beads in it. And if you like, cool, I didn't hit that. I will take a token of stress in order to re-roll it, to try again. With accumulated stress having its own mechanic of like, cool, if you have, for every stress token you have to take disadvantage on something, on your skill set for like the next period of time. It's fucking fascinating, and I love this as a way to deal with, yes, we are skipping periods of time where things are clearly happening, but we can't spend a bunch of in-game time on it.
Right. I like how...
Make sure you close up.
Like, and we've made this joke several times in the last week across 2 different games where, it's like, we're adding a stress mechanic, and like you have to study. It's like, I'm so glad I'm playing this game to get away from reality. But
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think. So I love the idea of the tracks and all of that, and like the progressive DCs. There's I don't want to say a similar mechanic. There's a more rudimentary version of that from 3.5 edition that I think the way you've described it is so much more fleshed out and realized than what it was in 3.5. But in the campaign that I sent that picture in your Discord to, that Facebook reminded me, I was playing this campaign 12 years ago and I got 7 nat 1s. I'm glad that's a memory. But when we would do downtime in that campaign, so I was the wizard, so I was usually making a magic item. So what our DM would do is, your magic item has 5 stages, and you need to clear 5 DCs to make this magic item, or you lose the week. So basically, our downtime was determined by how long it was going to take for me to make the magic item, and then everyone else was doing stuff like, the bard is going to do performance checks to see how much money they can rake in by performing that week. Or if you're a gambler, you can try to gamble that week to see how much money you bring in. And it was like just like a one-time thing. Like you would have a DC for the week. If you exceeded the DC by like 5 or more, you get a bonus, 10 or more, a bigger bonus, and reverse. But it wasn't progressive like how Brennan was doing it, which I think is the next logical step. And I'm glad he took that, because that is such a brilliant way to speed up downtime but still make it feel fulfilling.
Yeah. And I like for anybody who's doing something like a little bit intense, like you'll do like a mini scene for it. Be like, okay, yeah, like, because one of the tracks you can roll on is relationships. And that doesn't necessarily mean romantic, but it's like, hey, like, you're gonna go, like, are you gonna spend any time, like, hanging out with your mom? Because, like, one of the characters, it's just like, this is such an old spot. This is from first season. It's like, it is just like, it's a single parent son situation. And it's like, and they're really close. And it's like, hey, like, are you going to roll in the relationship track to like spend any time with your mom in addition to doing all these other things you're doing? And so it's like, cool, like, let's actually make that like a scene. Like, what does this look like? Especially, and I really like it too if somebody like fails a roll, like one of these rolls, to be like, let's do the relationship thing. And he will like firmly reinforce the idea that like this person feels distant or whatever because you like failed this relationship roll. It's been so fascinating to watch this season from just a mechanical idea standpoint, and I'm loving this downtime thing for like, here's how we're handling a situation where we know the structure of this necessitates there will be a lot of downtime constantly. So I feel like doing it when you've got like a little bit of downtime occasionally isn't like maybe necessarily like as fulfilling, but it's like, hey, like, you know, you're doing a whole ass school year in 20 sessions. Yeah, we gotta take some liberties with it. Which is, it's been very fun to watch for sure.
Pathos is making a joke that in 3.5, the only time you ever had to roll three 20s in a row, or he rolled 3 20s in a row for crafting a weapon and made a weapon of game breaking because of it. So here's the fun fact that I'm kind of glad they removed this mechanic, because I know, Jen, it would drive you absolutely insane as a DM, and probably as a player too. Any crafting in 3.5, so if you're making scrolls or wands or any magic item, a fourth of the gold cost of the item had to come from experience. So you're literally
so you have to track XP. Gross.
Yeah, you have to track XP, but you're like mechanically you're literally pouring yourself essence of yourself into the items, which in the campaign that I was the wizard in, we had a wizard and a cleric. The cleric was making wands of healing for combat, and I was making scrolls and other magic items for the party. And there did hit a point where the party leveled up on XP except for the cleric and the wizard because we had put so much of our XP into the items that everyone else was benefiting from.
Oh, I fucking hate that.
We were a little bitter. We were just a little bitter about that.
Yeah. I need to ask you a persona question before we go back to this.
Sure.
I need you to tell me, is there a Mementos quest for me to trigger for Haru, or should I just go to Mementos right now? Okay.
There was no Mementos trigger for party members because their palaces functionally served that purpose.
That's kind of what I thought, but then I thought I had some overlap with somebody else at one point, and I was like, oh, maybe I was wrong. So
the overlap was with Futaba and Sojiro because their relation. So like the uncle affects both Sojiro and Futaba.
Got it.
And that was the exception to the rule.
Okay, great. So I don't know how we're gonna get rid of fucking fiance. How do I get into Mementos at this point? Do I talk to the cat? I don't know how I do this.
You get the gang together. So instead
I
of
guess
sending
I
the
have to
calling,
hit that button. There we go.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Is everyone here?
So I guess we'll go into Mementos because I have nothing else to do with my day. Explore Mementos.
Explore Mementos. The Fresh Maker. You know what? I'm sad. The game's almost over. I'm not going to be able to make that joke much longer.
We have some intel on a possible target. Let's check on that before we hit... Oh, that's right. I have to do the fucking thing where I do have this goddamn conversation before it'll let me go in. God damn it.
Listen up. Huh.
Blah, 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 blah.
Anyways.
I'm gonna make him pay.
Great. Perfect. Love this. Yeah. So anyways, I don't know if you have anything else you want to talk about with the downtime mechanic stuff. But I wanted to bring it up because I thought it was fascinating.
I love that. I love the idea of tracks, and since I am running a Pathfinder game that is going to have a lot of downtime in it because it is literally a kingdom builder campaign.
All right,
my players have not made it to the kingdom building part yet, but they will. And like the campaign even says you're going to have like 3 months of downtime before the next like part of the campaign begins. So it's like building up settlements or doing diplomacy and all these other things. So there's going to be a lot of opportunity for downtime activities.
What I can do, if you're at all interested in a description of it that's more than just me rattling it off in the middle of the stream, I'll find the episode where Brennan talks about it and I will send you that link.
Yeah, please do. I'd like to have it as reference.
Yeah. I can also give you a less like word vomity version. Yeah,
I appreciate the word vomit.
Yeah, it's been fascinating to watch, especially like as the years progress, because like they start off the year be like, all right, cool, like yeah, everything's fine, I'll do this, but like everybody had a personal thing going on that made one of the tracks they kind of needed to be doing more difficult. So like Brennan introduced the idea of like I said there was somebody who was like multi-classing, like you have to get your original class teacher to like sign off on you multi-classing, and for the class you want to go into, get that teacher to sign off on it. And if they sign off on it, then you just get to do regular roles for those academic tracks. But if they don't sign off on it, you essentially have to take double the course load. So you like are operating at like a massive like disadvantage while you're doing it. There was somebody else like the wizard. Wizard components are expensive, and so the materials list for class for junior year has some expensive stuff on it, and it's like, cool, until you reach this level of like accumulated like wealth like level for whatever jobs you're working, you are rolling at disadvantage on the wizard track because you're like having a hard time getting the materials you're supposed to have. And I just thought all of that was just fucking great. But like for the multi-class, it's like, yeah, there's a solution for all these things. It's like, hey, get your teachers to agree to sign off on this thing. Okay, you're not operating at this disadvantage. Oh, like either like figure out a different job to get, or figure, like solve a different problem that you have, and I'm going to leave that vague, and that will resolve the money issue, and so then you're not at disadvantage anymore. And it's been so cool to also be like everyone purposely had some kind of obstacle in front of them.
You don't have to answer this if this is a spoiler, because I don't know if it's a spoiler or not. Since this is a hero-like academy, are they perpetually at level 1, or is like the goal they graduate at like level 3 or 5 or something like that?
They have been accumulating levels very solidly over the course of their years.
Okay.
So that I feel like is not a big spoiler because they did one entire season that was 20 episodes that was freshman year. Banana, thank you for the sub. Link Dance. So like if they had spent 20 sessions all being level 1, that would have been fucking terrible. And especially if they turned around and started sophomore year and still been level 1 or maybe only been level 2, that would have been insane. So they have been steadily accumulating levels. I won't say what level they're at right now in junior year for fear of spoilers, but Brennan is definitely on team. It's more interesting to watch people get the fun big pew-pews. So.
Gotcha. I am a fan of the big pew-pews.
Yes.
I'm itching for action.
Which is why playing a warlock is really fun, because it's like firing a shotgun and then you're done.
Yeah.
Like, all right, there are my fun pew-pews, and now we just do melee for the rest of the fight.
Okay, so I need so many stamps, and we've got one of our targets is here, so we'll do this. Tell me things. Deeper inside. All right. Away we go.
That's what, you know what? No, I'll leave that one alone.
Who's in my party right now? I have Haru, Gwen, and Ryuji. That feels fine.
Yeah. Haru now, she will do full baton passes. She'll die for you and survive.
I can see it.
But yeah,
Green is the one I can run into, right?
Yes.
Great.
Nice. So I guess should we talk about Breach first?
Sure. We played Breach.
We did play Breach, and oh, this one's a wily one.
Yeah, I was like, who's back here?
Yeah, we played Breach. It wasn't a beach episode because we're in the plane of air, but it felt like a beach episode.
It truly did. It was interesting. It was hard to kind of like get back into the swing of things and also remember like what kind of like mindset everybody was in. And I feel like we were big goofy for a bit. But I feel like by the end we kind of like got to where we needed to be.
Yeah, I think we were more than a little goofy throughout the whole thing. I mean there was Nico and Maria went on a lovely date into the city and got people assumed they were pirates and got a police escort to the ground. Nico got demoted by a very pretentious sergeant.
I need to make this so clear for everyone who's just listening. He didn't actually get demoted, but there was somebody who was like, "Oh, Captain, huh?" and then just started referring to him as Mister. It was just a guy being an asshole. I need to make that so clear.
Just a guy being an asshole. But yeah, Silly Times, Rika sampled all of the local cuisine, and because people of the Plane of Air are very like lithe and thin, Rika was like not a monster, but just like, oh, this is a big person. So like they're giving like very large portions to her, and she's just like walking around with all of this meat and trying to pawn it off on people. Gwen, you weren't too silly. You were trying to keep it kind of serious with Arturo and learning.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I had my Stromith shenanigans, but that was about it.
Go on.
I don't need to.
Okay. Carl needs this. Carl needs this.
Look, if whatever, hey, Carl, Ashley, whoever else is interested, if you're like, Stromith shenanigans, it is exactly what you think. So there was that. But yeah, I definitely I had a conversation with Arturo where I was like, hey, just so you know, I'm thinking about possibly the destruction of Listaria instead of us. And here's my concerns with that. And also, I'm not opposed to it. And so we had that conversation. I learned plane shift from him so I could, haul our asses out of planes if we need to. And then I found out that I was able to confirm with Stromith that, Hammond did eventually tell him that, hey, he is in fact not a wizard. And that's why, teaching him stuff has been difficult. So I'm like, okay, cool, now that you know the truth, I can more easily offer to you, if you need help learning stuff, I can teach you things. And then we had more shenanigans because he was like, "Oh, can I sleep on it?" And I went, "Yeah." And I guess that means we don't have any work to do tonight, and so we had some free time. So there was that.
You had some downtime with progressively more difficult DCs.
Yeah. Yup. I'm just saying you've got 2 wizards who have very high dex stats, so... Anyways.
Someone's gonna have to explain that to me. But anyway, moving on. Vasil's like, high dex stat? What does that mean? Clunk, 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 clunk.
Carl's like, no, please continue. Look, we play a little bit, we do go with a lot of Fade to Black commentary. So, there's illusions, and then it's like, and the scene is done. So.
Yeah. There was a lot of Fade to Black in this episode, and Vasil's Fade to Black was that he was reading from the 9-pointed star book, and it was just getting so boring that it faded to black. So that happened. Artemisia and her devilish friend were having conversations, and Artemisia got a boon.
Yes.
Artemisia's charisma finally surpassed Vasil's, the cleric. Now the bard has more charisma than the cleric at level, what are we, 13 right now?
14. We're 14 right now.
Okay. So finally at level 14, the bard surpasses the cleric in charisma. And in exchange for this boon, Artemisia is starting to take on infernal features, and when these... The numeric, I guess that's redundant, the number behind the infernal features, if that exceeds her character level, she's going to start looking like a devil.
It's very, if anybody has played Shadow of the Colossus, as you progress in that game, you start looking more and more corrupted. It is a mechanic like that.
Yeah, so that's going to be really fun when when Vasil tries to heal people. It's like, this just isn't working with Artemisia. It's like,
I think the healing is still... I think that's all going to work fine.
Yeah. There are some spells that Vasil currently has prepared. There's like, he doesn't know of this about Artemisia yet.
Yeah, but, Gwen's the only one who knows. Gwen and Artemisia came and told Gwen about it. So Gwen's the only one who knows. It did occur to me after the session, I was like, there's a Gwen probably would have admitted a lot of the stuff about Samara to her as kind of like, hey, I get it deeply, and I'm actually glad that this is a thing that you chose as opposed to you just having to deal with it, because that's the situation Gwen is in. So I think the next session's going to start with me being like, I'm going to go find Artemisia first thing in the morning before we go do anything else, and be like, hey, actually.
I think that would be really cool. There's a lot of cool character development there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Flash, if you haven't had a chance to play Shadow of the Colossus, it is an excellent game. That is one of those games that I always point to of saying, this type of entertainment is art. That game is very art. That is one art.
It is kind of I didn't need to do this. It is a very fascinating setup to that game. Where, like, for the most part, it is like the world is your adversary for a lot of it. And, excuse me, I feel like a lot of games have, like, gotten very much into the habit of, like, you know, you're fighting, like, here's monsters and things that are coming at you or whatever. And it's like, no, the hard part is the place you exist. And I really like that that's its focus. Oh, is it? Cool.
Nice one, Joker. You hit its
Serves you right.
Dope. Yeah, fucking destroy it.
But yeah, please play it, Flash. It is a wonderful game. It is very, again, it is one of those games that I will point to as this medium is art. And if you say video games are not art, that is like my top 5 of, no, it can be art. It can be art. But anyway, so yeah, back to D&D. I think that's great character development for Artemisia and Gwen to have those conversations.
Yeah.
And then on the Vasil front, Vasil was just
A verbal punching bag, even when he wasn't there.
yes, Vasile was the verbal punching bag, even if he wasn't there. But he was also talking with our host, who definitely isn't a dragon in disguise, and definitely isn't the true ruler of the plane of air, even if there's a regency right now.
Which was already so obvious before Diro, who was for everybody else, the Earth plane dragon. Diro showed up in like a human form, elven form, a humanoid form, and shows up and bows to this person, and we're like, yeah, we know. Anyways, continue.
Oh no, this is my surprise face. So surprised. So yeah, and then Vasile, Vasile was chatting with her about the material plane. There was conversations about when this is all over, like more connections between the elemental plane, especially the plane of air, and she definitely wants to go to the material plane, which is a very bad idea for so many reasons that Vasile is not smart enough to articulate.
Yeah. I'm hoping I'm hoping that before we all, like, go off and do the thing we're about to go do, that, like, something about the conversation she had with Vasile gets said, so that way someone can encourage her to talk to Dira, like, talk to the other dragons about it. Yeah. Like, they're gonna be able to tell her very clearly, like, hey, this is the danger. This is not just a person from the Prime Plane who maybe has an ulterior motive or whatever, or maybe doesn't fully understand because they're not a dragon. Like, these are individuals who know, and I would really love to set it up so that we could be like, hey, I know you want to come to the Prime Plane. Talk to them. They're gonna be able to, like, let you know exactly what you're dealing with here.
Yep.
I'm also gonna interrupt. I don't feel like I want to.
Yes,
like,
you 100% want that.
Okay, well, what do I fucking get rid of then?
I would say
it's like, this feels like the best thing to get rid of.
I would say either that or honestly, so this may sound weird, but electric boost, because Ryuji is not strong in magic, so that extra 25% is not as noticeable as you actually trying to shock another enemy or to hit really hard with a physical attack.
All right, I'll trust you.
Yeah, so Vasile was talking with definitely not a dragon lady, and at the end of near the end of the game, Vasile was talking with Rachel, his literal guardian angel / warlock patron, and Vasile wanted to get in on this, getting boons from otherworldly beings, and wanted to know, since Vasile's an Aasimar, if there was a way to make the wings that he gets for a minute a day last a little longer, specifically because we're in the plane of air, and that would be very helpful. And Rachel came back with they would be permanent. And I'm like, I'll sleep on it.
I mean, here's the thing, is like, if Vasile wants to do that, Vasile's gonna do that, and if you want to do it, you should do that. We are not gonna be in the plane of air forever.
That's true.
This is a temporary situation, so, like, maybe making a very permanent decision for a thing that realistically in game might be 2 or 3 sessions.
Right. I mean, from a combat perspective, whether you're on the material plane or the plane of air, having vertical space to move as well adds a lot of flexibility, especially if I don't have to, if I'm only limited to a minute.
Yeah.
I do, just like to peel behind the curtain a little bit, I'm kind of tempted to do it because I like the idea of Vasile's story being about him disguising his nature at the beginning and being very I'm just a normal human that's, blessed by the gods, and going from this, I'm hiding my nature to I am no longer hiding my nature in a very overt, non-hideable way going forward.
That's very true.
I think that's an interesting story arc that I wasn't originally thinking about at the beginning of the campaign, but just, like, as with any D&D campaign, things organically happen and you kind of try to pick up the pieces like, yeah, like, this actually might be, like, narratively a very interesting thing for Vasile. So, maybe. I don't know. I'll think about it.
You've got a month to think
I do have a
about it.
month to think about it.
What? You don't.
I think this is the first time we've been between sessions where I haven't had to, like, think about what choice I want to make for something.
There's the platform.
Which is nice.
Suppose that's it for this area then.
Well, speaking of choices we don't have to make, there was something I was very cognizant of the entire game, and I didn't want to bring it up because at a certain point things just start becoming a burden. I did not mention Lucia once.
I thought about that when like we were going to bed, and I was like, where the fuck's Lucia?
So I was like, when everyone was running off to do something, I was debating, like, do I talk with Lucia or do I talk with this, definitely not a dragon person? And I thought the dragon person might offer more interesting lore to the world.
Yeah.
And at that point, I was like, I don't even want to remind Erin that Lucia is with us because I still don't know what her deal is.
Right.
And if she just kind of goes away, that's one less thing for me to worry about.
Exactly. James,
So Erin,
persona question.
Erin, if you're listening to this stream, Lucia doesn't exist. You don't remember any part of this stream.
Aaron's not
Yes,
listening to
persona
this, we know
question.
that. You had said at one point that I could get any missing will seeds from Jose.
Yes.
Do they just randomly show up? Is there a particular pattern to which they show up?
They should be at the bottom of the list.
Okay. Well, it's not.
I don't know, because usually he would have.
Like, do you have to be on a specific level? Like, I missed it from Palace 5, so I have to be in Area 5?
That's possible. I've honestly never engaged with the mechanic. I would occasionally see it, and I knew from like previous playthroughs that the item isn't worth it, so I just ignored it.
Let's do that. Yeah, the completionist in me is like, I want to get the one I'm missing, but
we're in the end game. We're in the end game now. We're just steamrolling toward the end of the game.
Will we need to do, like, will you and I need to come up with a time to do a fusion session?
It wouldn't be a bad idea.
Okay. Give me that stamp. Give me that stamp.
Definitely not on your birthday. That is a
Oh, yeah.
that is a gen only day.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that was Breach. And then I guess we're off to find the MacGuffin of the airplane, of the plane of air.
Yeah.
To complete our weapon, which sounds like it's going to be assembled in the plane of air for us because we're speed running to the end.
Yeah, we are speed running to the end a little bit. Well, here's the thing: is we're collecting piece number 3 right now. So we kind of got disjointed a little bit there in recapping stuff for everybody who was not present. So for everybody else's knowledge, so like, yes, you all know, like, we're going to the different elemental planes so we can get these items that the elemental dragons who preside over those areas have been like stewards of and have been protecting. And we did the plane of water, and we spent forever there. And then it was like, clearly we're starting to speed run towards the end a little bit because the plane of Earth got a little bit hinky. We got our thing there, and now we're at air. I mentioned earlier that, like, Diro showed up here. So, like, I had sent a message to Diro to be like, hey, are you good? Like, after everything went to shit? And do you still have the stone we were supposed to get from you? We need, like, are we okay there? Or does, like, Lestaria have it? We need to do something about it. And the message we got back was like, no, he's good. He's still got it. We need to figure out a way to get it from him. And I'm like, okay, I have ideas. We'll figure that out. But, like, time is starting to become an issue. We gotta figure that out. So apparently he took the time is becoming an issue to mean, like, if I can come to the other plane, I should. So he fucking showed up and also informs us that he has called in some favors and reached out to all of the other dragons, is having all of them come here. So that includes our water dragon friend, Igos. And it also includes the dragon from the Plane of Fire, which was going to be a whole issue because, one, Plane of Fire was the one Gwen had intentionally been putting off, partially because she had no idea how to protect everybody from the fucking Plane of Fire, and also how to deal with that dragon. That was the dragon she was most scared of. And it was also the dragon that Igos, the water plane dragon, was like, hey, I need you to steal something from her. And I was like, sure, we'll do that, I guess, somehow. So anyways, they're all coming here. In theory, Fire Dragon is bringing also the item that we need from them. So we don't have to go to the Plane of Fire, which is part of why we're like, okay, cool, we're clearly just speed running towards the end now. But yeah, so,
I do think
they're coming, so we can just get that from them. But the Plane of Air item is apparently sentient and just kind of floating out in the sky and likes to kill people with lightning. So we're gonna deal with that somehow.
we'll let Nico deal with it. That sounds like the perfect solution for Nico.
Yeah.
Stand still.
It's like, oh, you want to kill things with lightning? All right, Nico, go activate your girdle. You got this.
I mean, I think since the thing likes to kill things with lightning, I think that means it's gonna be immune to a lot of his stuff. Or at least resistant to it.
Yeah.
I think this might actually be the worst place for Nico.
No, but he can tank the damage though, while all of us do something from a safe distance.
I guess there's that. Yeah, Carl, I agree, and I feel comfortable saying that because I know... no, Aaron doesn't watch the stream. It's fine. Yeah, I'm sad it's being fast-forwarded. I am not surprised by it. It is now an established pattern with games that I have played in. So I'm not thoroughly surprised by it. I'm glad we're at least fast-forwarding through it instead of it just dying. I would much rather be able to play the game as intended, but if the choices are not finishing it at all and kind of speedrunning to the end, I guess I'd rather have the speed run a little bit, just so that way there's some element of closure. But we'll see how it actually ends up playing out. Maybe I'll feel differently when we actually finish. Yeah,
and I mean, I'll be the first to admit that if there was a part to be fast-forwarded, the elemental plane hunting the MacGuffin is kind of like a rinse and it was kind of a rinse and repeat. Like the setting was different, but it was still functionally doing the same thing. So while I'm sure there was some very colorful language for the fire plane and challenges for us to overcome, fire resistance and stuff like that. If this is the part that got fast-forwarded, okay with.
Yeah, as far as the things that needed to happen in the game, it's not the worst thing to have fast-forwarded. It's I think I'm more sad about the fast-forwarding for the lack of RP opportunities for us to be able to develop things with our characters, because I feel like there was a point where everyone is still holding on to some form of secrets, and it's cool, we're getting to the point now where war has broken everybody down in very specific ways where I feel like there's gonna be some opening up of stuff, like the way Artemisia and Gwen kind of now have. And so I'm sad we're foregoing being able to do that with the rest of the party, with each other. But yeah, as far as it was, I would have loved to seen and quote unquote experienced the different planes more and to see more of the fire plane and whatever. But as far as okay, yes, we're here, and now we have to deal with whatever the elemental issue is here, and then go get the thing, and yeah, it's not the worst part to be fast-forwarding, as long as maybe it slows down again when we get to, okay, the shit's popping off.
Yeah. We're about to hit that Mass Effect point of, all right, let's have our final conversations with our party members before we start zipping into the end game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh no, you might actually have to do a fight here. You just can't run people over.
Yeah, gosh, it's so weird.
Could you imagine the last 30 minutes if you did not have that ability from Ryuji?
You're a riot.
It would have taken forever.
But yeah, I think that covers the breach stuff. Yeah, Gwen spending a lot of time, quote unquote, studying with Stromith. to get him up to speed on things. Winky face.
Anatomy.
Artemisia's got stuff going on with her devil, both with the deal and quote stuff going on with the devil. Winky face. Nico and Maria are hanging out. It's great. Rika. Oh, when Rika went into town and was getting all the food stuff, also came back with souvenir bird postcards for all of us. That she was like, they have bird facts on them. E had gone and looked up random ass bird facts. So when she was like, Rika like comes up and gives you like a postcard that's got a watercolor painting of like this bird on it, and it's like the fact it has on it, and they were all unhinged. Like whatever one she gave to Gwen, that bird hunts by farting, I think is what she said. I learned that anting is a thing that birds do. They will go and intentionally cover themselves with ants because the formic acid of ant bites like drives away lice and stuff. So like, that came up. It was a particular kind of vulture projectile vomits like up to 10 feet away. It was unhinged, and it was the most E thing to happen during a session ever.
It was quite good. It was very good and unexpected. Like I think we actually stopped the game to talk about the bird facts.
Yes.
Like, we had to pause the game and look it up because we did not believe the ants and the fleas.
Yeah, the ants thing was wild because it was like, oh, this particular bird does it, and I was like, that's fucking wild. And then I was the one who was like, guys, many birds do it, and it's like, and here's why. And then we went down that rabbit hole for a bit. It was wild.
So before we leave Breach, this is a question for you, Jen, and this is also a question for you, chat.
Okay.
So one of the things that Vasile is contemplating, we talked about the wings. Now, making a deal with the devil and exchanging things or becoming more, infernal, that's part of the bargain. Vasile is already a cleric whose soul is promised to the gods. The Warlock Pact just determined where his soul is going to go after death, but still very much in the realm of the Ennead. And he's already, on a technical level, a half-angel. Do you think there will be a cost associated with wings other than having permanent wings that he has to deal with for the rest of his living life?
I don't think so. I think it's just gonna be, like what just fucking happened? I think it'll just be a permanent manifestation of a nature you already have. I don't think there will be... I think the only downside to it is gonna be you're gonna have to deal with the fact that people are gonna be like, you've got fucking wings. Like... And I will say, the last campaign I played in with Aaron, we had a character who, because of an attunement with a sword, ended up with permanent wings. Now, granted, they were already a turtle, so a turtle with angel wings did... As a turtle, they were already generating questions. So, like, there was more going on there. But that was the thing. It's like, cool. It's like, if you attune to this, you can't unattune to it. And you have wings just all the fucking time now. And that was a thing that, like, other parts of the world took notice of in one form or another. So, like, I think that will be the only, like, cost to it is, like, hey... You got some explaining to do when you're like out and about. I think is going to be the only thing for you for that.
Yeah. Out and about.
Oh my god, you fucking idiot! All right, sorry.
out and about in wartime. Like, I know we're facing an existential threat, but why wings? What's up with you?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's just going to be the question of like, hey, like what and how. And I don't think that's going to be an unreasonable question from anybody either.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, and I think it would be different if Vasile wasn't a cleric. And it's like, oh, this is someone part of the Ennead, and they got wings. I think he can spin that pretty well. Versus like, oh, Joe Schmo, who was a rogue here, now has wings. That's kind of weird. Like, why do you have wings, Mr. Rogue?
I mean, you certainly would have an easier time of it over like a rogue. This is me, Jen, telling you, James, based on past experience in Aaron games. I don't think it's going to be as easy to spin as you think it's going to be.
Okay.
I'm not saying that to dissuade you from doing it. I am saying it's not going to be as easy to be like, oh, yeah, it's just like a gift from the Ennead. Like, there's going to be some fucking questions. And I think the most interesting bit, honestly, is where we're currently at. I think Hammond's going to be the #1 person to be like, hey, because he does have that connection to Ennead, and he's going to know that that's not a normal fucking thing.
That's fair.
So, I'm telling you, and maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe I will be wrong. Persona patterns tell me I'm probably not, but Aaron is a living, breathing individual and not an already programmed game. So,
yeah.
I know what I saw in the last game where someone became winged. And they were also a religious character. They were a paladin already. And they're like, oh, yes, this. And people were like, uh-huh, sure, no. So, just to give you that.
All right. I like the idea. Hammond's like, hey, that's not a normal Ennead gift. And then Vasile goes, yeah, Mr. Wizard. Totally normal wizard,
But
right?
you don't know. Nobody else knows. Gwen knows. Stromith knows. I don't know if Arturo knows. I feel like he should at some point. But like in theory, up to 3 people know, because that is a secret Gwen is not going to share with. She didn't even want to tell. She didn't even tell Stromith, and she found like a weird, vague way to ask if he knew about it. Because it's like, this is not mine to share.
Yeah. Hammond, where I'm from, there's a popular saying for this. The pot's calling the kettle sorcerer.
Yeah. Yeah. I need to know if Arturo knows, because Arturo just is like, his whole shit is divination, right? I can't imagine anybody's been able to keep a secret from him. So I'm like, I want to know if he knows that Hammond is not actually a wizard. I also want to know if he knows the truth about... Okay. So, some meta stuff while still holding on to some of the secrets that I'm hoping come up in game is... There is the story that Gwen and Hammond agreed on for why they know each other, and what the pitch was going to be to Arturo to get him to meet Gwen initially, to try to convince him to take her on as an apprentice. There is that story they agreed upon. And I so badly want to know if, one, that is the story that Hammond told Arturo, or if he straight up told him the truth anyways. And or, regardless, like, if he didn't tell him the absolute truth, did Arturo find out the truth either by poking around in Gwen's thoughts or just from Hammond over time? I so badly want to know these things. Like, from the meta, like, if we're getting to a point where this game dies and, like, is clearly not going to come back, or we finished it and, like, this has not been revealed, this is a question I have for Aaron. It's like, I want to know this. Like, I want to know how this happened. So much. So much. I do like that we had, like, Vasile wasn't in Maria's head, so it makes sense that he doesn't know to ask the question. I like that everything else got so fucked that nobody has asked Gwen about, like, hey, who was the second woman who showed up with you when you got unbanished? Who looked kind of like you, but also a little different. No one has asked about that, and Gwen is grateful, but... Hoo boy!
Vasile misses out on all the fun.
I mean, but here's also the thing. If Vasile had been there, I think if anybody other than Vasile were to ask Gwen about it, I think, like, she's gonna be like, okay, like, in theory, Lestaria, like, knows, so, like, let's have a conversation. She is, and I know you're gonna be like, why? And we could super get into it. I feel like it'd be more fun to get into it in-game when it comes up. I was like, Gwen has so little... I don't want to say little, like, has so little trust in Vasile. Like, she trusts Vasile as a teammate and, like, a battlefield partner. And probably trusts him more than anybody else as far as, like combat goes. As far as, like, personal information, the last person she wants to say anything to is Vasile at this point.
Yeah. I agree with that. There's no, oh, but why? No, okay. I get it. I 100% get it.
All right, it's dark in here.
It be dark. You need a wall of light right now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Is that your segue into talking about the Avon campaign?
It is. Thank you, Persona, for supporting me in this segue. Persona always has my back, Jen, even if it doesn't have yours.
I feel like this has to be the bottom level because the pattern on all the walls is the patterns on like the area end doors up until this point. This feels very final. Anyways, that's just me making an observation.
Put that on the sticky note here, and...
Are you still green? Everyone's still green now.
No. Averin campaign, we left off with some big old fights. Krilla aged 30 years, I believe.
Yeah.
And was not feeling great. So we make, hey Red, we
Hello.
make contact. We make contact with the one communication book we have, which was the original one. We were wondering what happened to our old one. And just through a series of conversations, a confused wizard's apprentice, we find out that, E's character has very different memories from the Party B's memories, but then everyone else seems to have some sort of, amalgamated... I probably said that wrong.
No, that's the word.
Amalgamated memories that are kind of both ours and E's parties, but not uniform with either one. So it is the Venn diagram overlap, but there are still pieces that are missing, people that are missing, and I mean, we can go into more detail about conversations that were had, but basically most of the game was us just scratching our heads and all of the NPCs scratching their heads of no, wait, that's not how things happen. What are you talking about? And it's it's like the Spider-Man gif or the image of pointing. It's no, this is the wrong memory. This is the wrong memory. Where's this? And,
yep. And what I love about that is you guys are having to ask clarifications because I told you guys to ask me for clarifications because the way we had to merge the party into what it is now, I was hey, there's the other group started literally 2.5 years ago, and there were some things that existed that are so long ago that I was I don't know if I super know, and there's also a way I have to try to meld things together when you guys have been following kind of different tracks. So if I say something that doesn't mesh with what you think it's supposed to be, ask me about it, because it could be intentional, which is interesting information, or it could just be me being my notes were not good enough, and I need to be no, that's a mistake, let me fix that. And I like that so far, everything you guys have questioned, I'm no, that is what's happening. Your memory of it is this, and they have said this other thing, and firmly believe it. You do not feel like anybody's lying or trying to pull one over on you. They are as confused as you are. And I am greatly enjoying that. We're gonna go back to Persona for a second. Do I want this? What do I get rid of for this ability?
Probably ambient aid.
Increases chance of inflicting... Oh, yeah, fuck that! I didn't even, read anything. That's stupid. Okay. Alright, continue.
So yeah, a lot of it was trying to figure out... It was basically us trying to piece together... I mean, I even feel like it wasn't so much us trying to reconcile our memories, it was more of us trying to figure out what the reality of the world was for everyone else, and trying to understand that, and then us live within it, and then work from the inside out, would probably be the best way I could describe it. Because I feel like, I mean, E was very insistent, or E's character, Sherry, was very insistent of what about Moira, and the other character, and the other Ranger, Fabio Ranger?
Yeah, I like that she does not remember the name at all. And I was and I didn't correct it because I feel like Sherry would not remember his name. So it's the Fabio Ranger now.
Fabio Ranger.
And what's funny is all the characters she's mentioned, there's one member of that party she still has not mentioned at all, which I find very interesting.
I mean, I don't know that, but there are funny things that like were popping up in the game from Sherry's memories that have now joined into our reality that, you know, Emil has obviously no idea of, but me, James, the player, just from Jen describing past games, like the orphanage, like I remember her telling me about the orphanage and the gang of children as a player.
Do I want this ability? I don't, because I don't feel like it's because the only thing that's kind of equivalent is this one, which is medium physical damage once to one foe, but it powers up after a baton pass. This is 50 more HP.
I would forget that because Giant Slice is very clutch in that baton passing situation.
That's kind of what I thought, but I wanted to ask the expert. All right, continue.
So yeah, a lot of us were just spending time trying to figure out where we were, and then the way I was taking Vasile with all of this knowledge was the idea that some of the NPCs that we have met in our memories may not remember us in that way or remember us at all, and he got very despondent about
There was, yeah, you had like a full-on dissociation existential crisis happening, and I was like, oh, I kind of feel bad about this one. Your character got very drunk trying to process that.
You'd better be careful, Joker.
Yeah, I mean, like, I know as a player where things ended with Terry was very not great, but as a character, I think I think it fits in how Emil would process that like hope springs eternal kind of thing. Like maybe.
It has been a long time since I've been on a fully dark level. Do I eventually get a map?
No.
Oh god. Oh, this is just a big open room. Yeah, this is just one of these. I'm gonna leave. Oh, I hate this.
Yeah, so other funny things. Again, I think E stole the show. I think everyone did really good role play, but Sherry just steal the show with just her chaotic nature. Like we figured out the new version of Mage Slayer is just giving a mage a high five and just completely baffling them.
Yes. Yeah,
I think Sherry's going to be a wonderful addition to our party.
Sherry, I've been so excited to get Sherry and Finch in a room together for weeks.
Hey, that's a treasure.
Just because that energy is something.
The one thing I find hilarious is that earlier in the campaign, I remember Finch would wild shape into like a cat or something and sleep under Emil's bed. And then when Sherry's like, yeah, I'm going to sleep under Emil's bed, I'm like, what is it with nature people sleeping under my bed?
And it's so funny because, like, I realized later that you were talking to me about this. And, oh, this is an actual fight! I just got took for granted. I could just run over everybody.
Oh look, this is what Vasile is gonna look like next game, maybe.
Shit. Okay. It's when you were like, I was like, I don't think Jen talked to you about this, and I don't think you two talked about this, and I was like, who's he talking about? I was like, oh, you're talking about like me and E. Yeah, so, like, I'll go ahead and tell you, like, one of the characters that she keeps referring to, Alina, for whatever reason, anytime they had to spend the night somewhere, if there was a bed, Sherry would sleep under Alina's bed. Every time. Without fail. For reasons I never figured out. Just, like, decided they were best friends, and that's how they were gonna sleep. So no, we didn't talk about it ahead of time. I didn't expect that she was gonna latch on to you to be that person. It just happened to work out like that.
Yeah, it's like, why is everyone feeling? Why?
Oh, Robot James.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh, but you're already back.
Yeah, I think it's just the bandwidth issue. Before it was hardware, now it's bandwidth.
Yeah, I just didn't want anyone to miss your brilliant commentary.
Yeah, it was just more stunned disbelief that this has become the thing of the campaign of just people sleeping under Emil's bed.
Yeah, it was so great that's where Finch decided to be.
Yeah, so that's where Finch and Sherry decided to be. And then the other thing, this is something I've deliberately done as a player, just the no girls allowed sign on his door, just like a running gag that maybe means something. Who knows? It might just be something funny that amuses me and no one else.
I like that you just did it as like a funny, like, haha gag, like clearly a sibling is pranking you. And the others have taken it as like, oh, like we need to, like, maybe that just means like he's into boys. We need to get, you know.
And you know what? I am all for the chaos and whatever that brings, because I trust E and Ashley and Sassy to come up with very funny things giving those prompts.
Oh, do you have the thing now? Hey, there it is.
There you go. Your completionist itch can be sated. Oh, that was, I don't know why that was so tough to say.
Sometimes letters just don't like to play together.
That's
nicely.
True. But yeah, Emil got very drunk as he was contemplating how someone would just not remember him in a particular way or at all. So yeah, we'll see what does or does not come of that. I will say the next morning I was having shower thoughts, and I was like, oh,
Good.
I started to like put pieces together of one of the things that Emil needs to track down. I'm like, oh, I'm dumb. I'm a dumb, just not looking at things that are correlated, and I was overthinking it. So I've talked with our super duper private chat about what Emil's plans are going to be for next game.
Oh, interesting.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I'm curious. Like, I warned you guys that, like, it's like you're going into some downtime, and like now that we've reached the point where the party merges happen, the rails that kind of existed aren't there anymore. So there's a lot of, it's much more open ended than I think it's been for anybody in this party, like ever, or potentially just in a long time. And I'm just like, I'm so curious to see what ends up happening with it. I am afraid, but I'm very curious.
You should be. You should be terrified.
I truly am.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I love having Sherry in our party. It's just the right amount of chaotic energy that I think is needed. Yeah. Did I miss anything that you wanted to highlight from Tuesday's game?
I don't think so. And we got to talk about how much I love Sassy's Russian voice saying a ghost screamed in my face and now my bones hurt. I do think it was interesting. There's an NPC that you had all interacted with in your respective groups, like very little, just enough to know he's kind of a dick, who ended up being kind of integral to fixing Krilla's 30 years of aging.
By the way, you did all the necessary shopping, right?
Yeah, that's true. When I first met him as player, I'm thinking, oh, necromancy, but necromancy's kind of good in this universe, so you know what? I'm not gonna like immediately jump to like stereotypical conclusions about people who practice necromancy. I'm like, oh no, this guy's just a dick. Okay.
This guy sucks.
Non bueno. And Lyra is his apprentice, correct?
Correct.
Oh, that's a shame, because that's like a polar opposite character.
Yes, very much so.
Allegedly.
But yeah, you guys ended up, I think what'll be really interesting now that you guys have like met up is what I'm hoping happens, and maybe you want to use this knowledge as a player. What I'm hoping happens is like, the three of you and then E have had very different interactions with all of these NPCs.
Yeah.
Like, very different. You have very different opinions on, like, who's good and who sucks, and who you like, and, like, what kind of attitudes they have, and what their purpose is, and and all of these things. And if they mattered, and, you know, or if they were just kind of like, you know, played a minor part in life and existence. You all have different perceptions of that and different experience with that, and I'm hoping that as you guys interact with these NPCs, that stuff starts coming out, and becomes a little bit more obvious, and also like those differences become something that is a point of interest. Be like, okay, well, like, you like this person, we think they're fucking terrible. Why do you like them? And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
why do you not like them? And I'm very curious to see how much of that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was something I was trying to, like, at least lay the foundations down. Like, when Emil and Finch went off to talk with the mine foreman, just meant like, hey, you remember that dream we had, and there was this character or person we couldn't identify, but I remember there being a bow. Isn't that interesting that Sherry uses a bow and we get migraines when we try to place her in our memories?
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to, like, lay those foundations there that there are differences that we need to reconcile.
Yes.
And I wanted to pursue it, but he was just making me laugh so damn hard
Yeah.
when we returned that I'm like, this is not the time. This is not the time to stifle this very funny RP with very serious. Hey, do you have weird dreams too? Also, like, what's your world like?
It's so God. I have greatly enjoyed E's character in this game, and so I'm very glad. I'm very glad it worked out that she is now a part of this. I've also, the other thing I will say that I'm trying to do is, at least initially for a while, I'm trying to keep things set up in such a way that if any of the other people did want to join, they still can. I'm trying not to make decisions that would make that impossible. So we'll see how long I can keep that up. Like, at some point, I've got to resolve the idea of, like, these people did exist in the world. So something's gotta happen with your knowledge of them. But for the time being, trying to leave that door open.
Yeah, I appreciate that, because having more people is always fun.
I can tell by your face.
I was gonna say something. Oh, like, if the Breach game was everyone dogpiling on Vasile whether he was present or not, Emil was definitely feeling it on Tuesday. Like, there was a moment where everyone was like upset at Broadway, and then they're like, "Yeah, he's like your dad. Your dad's a jerk." And I'm like, "Okay, like,
That's right, that did pivot really quickly.
Yeah, like, I understand that, but it's like, but that's still my dad. Like, you didn't, like, I can say that. Like, you don't, not yet." And it's like, and then Sherry's like, "Yeah, your dad sounds like a jerk." I'm like, okay, wait a minute.
It's like, you're not wrong, but also you can't say that.
Yeah, you have to earn it. You have to earn that. So yeah, it was a very consistent week for me in D&D across all characters.
No omission. You make a pretty green top.
It's good times. God, it's already after 10. I don't know how that happened. I guess I need to go to, like, till I get to a safe level so I can save.
That's
Please be
right.
one right here. Yes!
Oh, Persona, you ask and you shall receive.
Oh, perfect. All right. So yeah, I guess we'll call this
Let's do it.
here. And we'll pick up next week. We'll try to finish out whatever we can for Mementos. Oh, we're level 67. Oh, can we get to the fun number? Yeah, I guess let me get off of this fucking screen. And we'll go to this fucking screen. There we go.
I think the more important question is, if you reach the fun number, do you maintain the fun number through the final boss?
I don't think that's possible. I don't think it's going to be physically possible. I think I'm going to have to do some fights, so it's going to make me level up at some point. But we'll see. I don't know. Alright. Hey, everybody. Thanks for being here. James. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for beating up my characters, both as a DM and as another player.
You're so welcome.